Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Trails of Cold Steel 2 Challenge Run, the blind playthrough where we're trying to beat Nightmare Mode without ever changing our starting gear. And if you enjoy watching these streams, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and boot that bell button to stay notified. Now, previous stream, we actually managed to use the Chrono Burst strats to get a new orbment for us. That being this Roaring Dragon Gem, which apparently lets us actually give everyone 100 CP just right off the bat, and additionally recover 30 CP over each turn for 3 turns. So a bit more of a niche lost art, but I think it could be useful in certain situations where we just really need as much CP as possible. So definitely something worth keeping in mind. As for what we're doing this stream, we're going to be focusing primarily on getting everyone to, I want to say, at least level 93-ish. So, and then we'll go see what's behind that door, which, if I had to guess, based off of what the other shrines have been, it's probably going to be some more of those floating head things. But who knows? It could be something else, I don't know. But either way. I think the way we'll defeat these things the fastest is if we... Oh yeah, I did on AP check too, so never mind, we'll be okay.
That's a real beast of a monster.
This one will take everything we... My turn.
Yeah, killed on flame, those things look spooky. Anyway, I can... Where's that too? They don't like space, apparently. Okay. Space.
My turn.
Poor Sarah doesn't have any attacking moves. It's my own fault. Oh well. We will like the most of it. Let's go for... Yeah.
Now!
Down, guys. Oh, that did nothing.
It's my turn.
Here I go.
All right. I just yeah, delete them. Just hey, Dr. Nicholson, thanks for dropping by. How's it going? Oh, you're at the gym. Nice.
Very well.
Leave it to me. Now's our chance.
Leave it to me.
Oh, he has Death Blow. Delete them, Gaius.
Now!
Oh, he resists Death Blow. Never mind. The disappointment. Alright, Emma, just get rid of them.
Allow me!
We should be safe now.
Alright, so we're not doing that much speed. They're all up. That's good. We're targeting like level 93, 94-ish.
That should suffice.
I mean, some,
I've got this.
I mean, our most popular party members are already well above that, but some of the others might fall behind, and I don't want them to fall too far behind in the event we have a situation where like one of the lower level party members get locked into. I did not Copper Nicholson, but I guess that makes sense. Alright. Note to self, need to give Sarah some kind of... Yeah, let's give Sarah just some kind of tap. Do I have a spare... I do have a spare dark matter. Sure, why not, Sarah? ELS. Just be safe. Might be more efficient to go through the dungeon in the reverse direction, but I digress. Basically, we want enemies that
Let's not
are
overestimate
fairly
ourselves.
straightforward to defeat
Stay
and will
focused.
come in large numbers like these things. It's all as soon as we don't get deleted.
Okay.
Sarah, thank you.
Let's get... My turn.
These things are okay with space. They don't like crystal floods. So,
Okay.
dark matter. This dark
Here-
matter is usually a good
It's my
option.
turn.
And I go for a cross crusade.
Leave it to me.
Okay, we're burning daylight.
Hey, Canela. Ooh, Recuria. Nice. More healing. Good, good. Those are good things. I think about it. Should probably put Mobius on one of these characters just so that it's not falling behind in levels. Put it on Reen real quick just so that we really gotta get Mobius finished as quickly as possible so that we can make it as efficient as... I also need to remember to switch back onto Alyssa. Well, that's up to you, Copper Nicholson. Just remember that trying to set up anything like that takes a lot of work and commitment, dude.
The wind. Very well.
My turn. Here. Of course.
Leave it to me.
We should be safe now.
Right. Go through the other way.
That's a real beast of a monster.
No.
This one looks like a toughie.
No.
Perfect.
I'll handle this.
Tanky. Yeah, they're way too tanky. This is not efficient.
We should retreat. Out of my way.
Darn it.
Leave it to me. Okay, let's get moving.
Okay. I wouldn't be so sure about Copper Nicholson because again, I think you are grossly underestimating the amount of work it would take to accomplish anything meaningful in that regard. If you want my opinion, Copper Nicholson, it's a lot more important to be able to take care of yourself before you go trying to expand your thought process onto others.
We have.
Very well.
Okay. Now.
All right.
Here I go.
Well, Copper, what I'm saying is it's more important to get your life in order first, and then you can start, you know, doing trying to be more beneficial to your community and things like that.
We should be safe now.
That should suffice. I'm just getting started.
Success.
Yay! Look at that. Like, if you want to develop a personal philosophy as you're doing that, that's fine. But I'm saying, like, trying to expand into like a full-thrown like organization, that takes a lot of work, dude.
Let's get... I'll handle this.
My turn. Now's our chance. Here I go.
0 arts. Delete them.
Let's keep going.
All right. think there's a... No, there's not. Okay. Yeah, I think the most efficient way to do this is going to be to actually warp to the start and go from the beginning. We're going to be running up these stairs a lot this stream, I think. So got everyone into a good spot. Alright. Alright. It's okay.
Cut! We have...
My turn.
Leave it to me. Here. Of course.
All right.
Okay, we're burning daylight. Next.
Alright. There we go.
Let's get... My turn.
Leave it to me.
No, Copper, it's good to help others. What I'm saying is,
Here.
if you start undertaking like a really massive project or something like that,
It's my turn.
to build an organization, I would strongly encourage you to make sure that you got your life in order first. Yeah, helping other people is most certainly an enriching activity, but I'm saying, and it can't be at the expense of your own well-being.
We should be safe now.
Because if you just, you know,
A matter of...
basically grind yourself into the dirt by overworking yourself or things like that, you're not helping anybody. Just go.
Please.
This might actually be a challenge.
Okay. Here.
Very well.
So are these things weak to ice? They are. Actually, yeah, we can't do
Here I
0
go.
arcs on this.
Leave it to me.
No, Copper, it's a problem for current Copper, because if you don't think about this right now, you're going in just for a world of disappointment later. And I don't want you to set yourself up to fail, dude. You want to set yourself up to succeed. Good job, Anna.
Let's keep going.
And for the last time, Coppers, you don't want to encourage vice, you want to encourage virtue, dude. I've been over this with you. I thought it would have sunk in by now.
My turn.
Leave it to me. Here.
Leave it to me.
It's my turn.
Go with Crusade.
Lights out for them. Good work.
I'm just getting started.
Alrighty.
Cut!
Alright, Copper, here's a... Changing topics, here's a question for you. After we defeat, well, after we get past this shrine and get the ore we need for Green's sword, what do you think will happen next? For me personally, I'm thinking what will happen is either we'll move on to maybe liberate the school, or there'll be some unforeseen mission that we'll have to take care of.
I'll handle
I'm not
this.
sure which they'll go with at this point, because
My turn.
we've had... How many operations at this point? We've got
It's
two
my
major
turn.
operations, technically three if you include the side quest from last
It's my
stream.
turn. Yeah.
Oh, don't you remember, Copper Nicholson? Reen needs a sword too.
Let's keep going.
Well, Valimar
Great.
needs a sword, so like something similar to what Reen wields, so that Reen can pilot Valimar more effectively. In order to do that, though, we need a specific kind of ore that can only be found in these shrines. Hence, why we are here. I know it's easy to forget that was the main thing we were trying to accomplish here, but we were doing a bunch of side quests and side content in past couple of streams.
Cut!
Not sure about the second part there, Copper Nicholson, but Crow likes showing up to try and attack Reen after Reen gets his new sword. I can see that happening. I think that might make sense. It really depends on what happens next in the story. Like, the big thing we've been building up to is trying to liberate the school. So I have to imagine that's gotta be coming up soon. I have to
I'll
imagine.
handle this.
If not as the next operation, at least in the near future.
Leave it to me.
Because they're structuring this game in acts, so acts in a play. So we finished Act 1, and Act 1 kind of finished with Reen going onto like the enemy airship, and then there was that whole sequence of escaping with Princess Alphen. So I'm thinking maybe the finale of Act 2 would be liberating Thor's military
goes.
academy, because I feel like that would be a pretty big,
Here I go.
massive undertaking.
All right.
But the question becomes, is that now, or is there something else we need to do before that?
Okay, we're burning daylight.
Hey. No, Copper Nicholson. So, the way the reminder works is it only works for things that are... It works for people who are actually actively on the Discord, Copper Nicholson. So if you're not looking at Discord around that time, then you're not going to see it immediately.
I feel
So
stronger than
look at
ever.
the time it was posted, I would say. Not the time that you saw it. What I'm talking about, Copper Nicholson, is that reminder was posted today at 6:30 p.m. EST. So you can look at the time that things were posted in. No, Copper Nicholson. And I've had Discord open. And it says 6:30 p.m. EST. So if you saw it at 6:46, then
I'll handle this.
that's on your end, not on the end of the reminder
Okay.
bot. The reminder bot
Here I go.
activates at the time I said it to, which is 6:30.
It's my
I
turn.
think it's because I don't ping at everyone, instead I ping at here, which means only people who are online at that point.
Lights out for that. Good work.
That should suffice.
I've got.
Alright, looks like Sarah's all raring to go. So we should probably swap out Sarah for somebody else. Let's go. Alright. I can't call it courageous from here, so let's... Oh, there is one of these things here. Anyway. Remove Sarah. Bring Matthias. Let's continue. I don't know, Copper Nicholson. It could simply be that you didn't have Discord open at that time. Because again, it's not going to only at everyone with paying you copper, but if he has his ad here, it's only if you have the app open.
I'll handle this.
All right.
Of course!
Leave this to me.
We should.
Exactly how it should.
It's my turn!
Right.
Noctis will be the easiest one to begin. Yeah, there we go. Because Noctis has a shotgun.
Stay on guard and
No.
don't get cocky.
Darn
Very
it.
well.
Delete these things.
It's my turn.
Delete.
Huh.
It's my turn!
Right.
What?
Sorry, everyone.
Oh, that is bad.
I won't lose to the likes of you. We should be as if I have time for the likes of you.
I saved recently. Yeah. Don't want to have to do another run to the. Yeah, don't want to have to run back, unfortunately. To revive ammo, that won't make any sense.
It's my turn!
Right.
Eat that! Now's our chance. My turn.
It's my turn.
Of course!
0 arcs. Soul eruption. Deleted.
We should be safe now.
Exactly how it should be. Eat that! Eat that! Eat that! Now's our... Very well.
All right.
Here I go!
Leave this to me!
Oh yeah, message from V. Now what message would that be, Copper Nicholson?
We should be safe
Is it
now.
that Fee needs to take a nap? Because that's basically what Fee does on a regular basis. It's like, I always need to take a nap. Alright.
Now's our chance! I'll handle this.
Alright, read a message just Fee.
Of course!
Okay, Reed. I'm wearing the Egyptian dress cosplay like you asked, but I'm not sure why you want me to dye my hair
It's
that
my turn.
blue. Is this... It's from the... Based off the Animal Crossing game that
Leave
you
this
and
to
Toa
me.
like so much? Wait, are you playing music? It sounds like a Rickroll to me. I kinda like it.
Huh.
Makes me feel like dancing for some reason. Not sure why, though. I'll go dance for a bit before I take my nap. You guys don't know that me. You'll look at that toy sword or whatever.
I'm just getting
This is
started.
laundry percent.
Success.
Oh, look at that. I leveled up just as I said that message. Whoopee. Level 97. Just imagine what I can do at level 97 with those gains. And Fee also got an amazing strap last stream. She basically goes so fast that she apparates like multiple times over. It's amazing.
Eat that! Now go.
I do not.
I'll handle this.
No contest whatsoever.
Of course.
It's my turn.
It's my turn.
Oh, that's vicious.
Let's
Whoa,
keep going.
2.2 that's nice. Hey, you just reached like level 94. That's a relief. I know what Animal Crossing
That
is.
should
Copper
suffice.
Nicholson. Okay. Ooh, Force is actually pretty close to leveling up. Okay. Well, I do need to give Mega Lift to Makia so he doesn't fall too far behind. But what I can do is I can put Force on whoever gets swapped in. Ah. But I'm unaware of these memes, Copper Nicholson.
Eat that!
The real question, though, is the meme wholesome? Because wholesome memes are the best, but unwholesome memes, it's a mixed bag. Alright. Machias. Let's bring in... since Copper's here, let's bring in Millium. Yay! And see if we can't get the Millium to level 94.
It's my turn.
I'd say it's a rhetorical question, but I mean, I have no idea, Copper Nicholson. It's just more just a general question. But I digress.
Leave this to me.
We have Millium, we have Machias, we have our hopes and dreams. Actually, what orbit does Millium have? Mirage. Well, Force is actually pretty close to leveling up, so let's equip that real quick.
Eat that!
We have the advantage.
It's my turn.
It's my turn. Righto.
Right.
Don't like where that's where we're
Thank
going
you.
with that Copper Nicholson. So I think I've.
Exactly how it
Hey,
should be.
Machias leveled up. Nice. Anyway.
Eat that!
You're saying, I'm guessing you're saying most of the time it's not wholesome. Well then, I think there's nothing
right.
further to say on the matter then.
Here I go. Here. Of course.
It's my turn.
Thank you.
We should be safe now. I'm awesome.
Hey, Millium leveled up. Nice. Alright. Well, oh, we just entered. There's no like door opening animation.
Take this! Take this!
Now's our chance.
Leave it to me.
It's my turn.
It's my turn.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Let's keep going.
Take this! Ha! Eat that! Eat that! Eat that! Take this! Now's our... All right.
So it's just somewhere in the middle is what you're saying, Copper Nicholson. Death blow. Aw.
Leave this to me!
Disappointment.
Righto! Ar-
Leave it to me.
Here I go! Let's keep going.
Well, no, I was saying Death Blow, Copper Nicholson. It's a status effect in this game. Basically, chance to cause instant death to a non-boss enemy. No, Copper Nicholson. I've seen Death Note. No, there's no Death Note. I was saying Death Blow. It's a status effect. Pay attention, dude.
Eat that!
No.
Ha!
The wind is behind us.
It's my turn.
It's my turn.
Here I go. Here.
It's my turn.
We should be safe now.
No complaints here.
Hey, that's level 94. Nice. Alright. I'll swap out, guys. I did not know that was a thing, Copper Nicholson, but given just how long the Simpsons has run, I wouldn't be surprised if that was a thing. Alright, Elliot's turn.
Here I go.
Leave this to me.
Oh, even got Death Sanators. That's amazing. I like that.
Take this! Eat that! Take this!
Yeah, I'm on.
Eat
Yes.
that!
Okay.
Now's our chance. We can do. Okay.
Wait, what?
Yes,
Only
sir.
single advantage.
Here. It's my turn.
Disappointment.
It's my turn.
We should be safe now.
No, you can just search on this or Copper Nicholson and like memes or something.
Take this!
But I'm sure there's probably like a funny clip from the episode that could probably be sent as a meme. It was a Treehouse of Horror. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, in the Treehouse of Horrors in The Simpsons, they usually like to do some pretty silly stuff. So obviously parodying Death Note
It's
would
my
certainly
turn.
fall under that, being very, very silly.
It's my turn.
Okay.
Righto.
Fair enough, Copper Nicholson.
Now.
And Emma
We
just
should be
deletes.
safe now.
Alright, Machias is finally level 94. There we go, force level 4. 12 CP per enemy defeated. Nice. Alright. Okay. Step back, Mirage. I think it'll be worth it just to give Elliot Megalift to speed up this process a little bit. Ah, I see. Well, then I didn't. Then I must have missed it, Copper Nicholson. That's on me. Right. Time to bring in Laura. Well, chat, we should be nearing the end of grinding for this stream, assuming that the bosses we fight aren't super over level compared to level 94. Okay. I think
Of course.
I think Emma will be okay. around. Yeah.
How about this?
Oh,
Now's our chance. We can.
that was pretty
Yes,
good.
sir. Here. It's my turn.
Leave this to me.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Let's keep going.
Oh, Laura's almost level 94. That's nice. So is Milliam. And Elliot's not too far behind. Mirage, we still have 4. Let's go. Yes, the free Phanphobia and Persevere. I approve. I approve. 50% chance to counter. That's awesome. Awesome. I approve.
How about this? Huh? How about this? Huh? Now's our... It's my turn.
Leave this to me.
Oh, nice happening this one.
It's my turn.
Laura. Instant death. Anyway.
Righto!
What say you, Milliam? Okay, Milliam. No, it's like, yeah! Go to the Shadow Realm!
We should be safe now. Look at me go!
Yay!
I've only just begun.
That's right. Gotta get those Janes, as they say.
Huh? Huh? Now's our chance! It's my turn. Yes, sir!
My turn.
It's my turn.
We should be safe now.
Nice, more Sepith. That's always a good thing. Oh, that was close.
Now's our.
Here I
Ooh,
go.
300 CP. I approve.
Okay.
Here I go. Here.
My turn.
We should be safe now.
Ah, I see. That makes sense. Copper Nicholson. They did a nice reward. Hell, with that, everyone's at least level 94.
I've got it.
Looks like we earned a good amount of Sepith as well. Might actually be prudent to return to the Courageous just to get a few more Divine Curry, since we are running a bit low on those.
How about this?
Alright. Switch this out for the area sports. And give Green Angel back. Alright, let's get our main team together. So, actually wait, this is almost the main team, we just need Alyssa. So... See you, Milliam. Hey! The dream team, anyway.
Here I go.
Onward.
Let's return to the Courageous. Well, Copper Nicholson, if you're taking your medicine and you're making sure to take care of your body, then that's virtue, dude. Simple as that. You did some good exercise and you're making sure to take care of your body. All good things. So we need to go to the kitchen and get ourselves some fish. Actually, first let's exchange our more Sepith mass. Crystal secure them out of Mira. We have one right now. That needs a change. That is incorrect. We need more. More, I say, more! Hello, Dreckwar. Well, it depends on the contest, Copper Nicholson. In your case, you're not overdoing anything, and it's something that's even in someone you like, even a medical, well, even like your counselor said was useful for stress relief. So as long as you're taking it in measure, then that's an act of virtue and advice. But again, taking too much of anything would be an act of vice. Hey, Dreckwar. Welcome, welcome.
Where do you want to go? Leave it to me.
Oh, Dreckwar, you're actually just in time. It's actually boss time. We just finished up our section of grinding. Or I'm assuming it's boss time, unless it's like a whole other floor that we're unaware of. But I digress.
It's my turn.
Right. Here I go.
My turn.
Yep, and Toa's still amazing. Alright. Well, before we go Leroy Jenkins our way into this battle, let's make sure our tactics are all in order. This makes no sense. Let's fix this. So, obviously we need Laura up front, Lauren Fee up front, something like this. Alright. Yeah, Dreckwar, I'll have you know, Emma's level 97 right now, so is Reen and Fee, just because we have to grind everyone else up, but Reen, Fee, and Emma are required to be in the party in this shrine, so... yes, the leveling has begun. I'll also mention, Dreckwar, last stream, we did manage to defeat the super boss using the Chrono Burst tactics, and that allowed us to actually use... we got a lost art that is actually that actually just gives us CP, like straight up. That's its whole point. So it's like plus 100 CP off the bat, and then CP regeneration for 3 turns at 30 CP per turn. So it's very, very good, but very, very situational. Anyway, I think our tactics are in order. Our orbit's all set. Looks like it. Alrighty, chat. Do I have LaForte? I do. Well, let's do this. Yep, indeed. But of course it has been really expensive, so we're gonna have to try and limit ourselves with that to like battles that I don't think we can beat otherwise. And that super boss obviously would have been impossible any other way, I think, given that we were like over 20 levels below it. But I digress. Are you ready?
It's my turn.
Yeah, let's do this. Leroy Jenkins. Never mind. Is this a boss? I think it is. This area looks ominous. I wonder what's going to happen when I step in this giant open area. It's certainly not conspicuous.
No problem.
Right, chat?
It's my turn.
Right, chat? What's about to happen? Are we gonna fight the floating faces again? This seems to be the deepest part of the shrine. Look over there. If this isn't a shrine for a Sith Lord, then I don't know what is. Look at this place. It just screams evil. Yeah, boss 300%. Amazing. Is that what they call kyber crystals? It's so pretty. I can make a lightsaber out of that. Is that the ore? Yeah, that's exactly what we're here for. A high purity. Hold on, I'm sorry. I read that as high purity because Celine is a cat, and cats perv. That's on me. That's a high purity crystal Zemurian ore formed by the power of Septian veins over a very, 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 very get on with it long period of time. Yes, purity. Just be ready. We're about to have a purity visitor. What do you? What? Alright. What? Direwolf? Okay, that's way cooler than I thought. What we were going to face. It's a magic knight. Another one? So this must be our trial. Well, I don't know what about you magic knights, but I have learned how to get good, and I have learned my blade dance. Now let's get to this. If you want that sword, you're gonna have to overcome it. Right, there always has to be a boss battle these times, doesn't there? We can't just waltz in or get our war. No, that'd be too easy. That'd break video game convention. Well, let's do this, everybody. We need to prove that we got good.
Careful! This one looks strong. Right.
Yeah, time to call the Dark Souls 3 protagonist. Yes. More importantly, chat, you know what we have to do. We bought the special juries for a reason. Laura, your time has come. Yes, it's the action one. Which one? Okay, Laura's the one to the right. Understood. Special curry for Laura.
Delicious.
This is gonna be amazing, chat. How much damage will we do? We're double strength boosted. We've got Tauros. We have Carnage, and we have the Domination Force. Is this enough to one-shot? Is the real question. If it's not, we'll hopefully have Lord Albarian to follow up.
Behold the might of the Arcade School!
You guys ready for this?
Radiant Wolf!
How much health does this thing have? Uh-oh. That could be a problem.
Rise, great tower!
I'm tempted to use Alyssa's S-Craft just to make sure this thing can't one-shot us with a lucky crit.
Lord Albarian!
Really tempting.
Rest in peace.
Wow, this thing has a lot more health than I thought it would. Alright, Alyssa, your turn. This is a mistake because we know Alyssa doesn't deal the most damage, but we don't want to get a free crit, so... yeah, that's kind of what we have to do.
Great light, reside in my bow.
Well, looks like we're gonna be in here for the long run then. Take this!
Arc!
Here's my great arrow! Boom! Uh-oh. I had a battle. No! Stop! No! No! You can't do this! No! No!
It's my turn!
No! Why do they always do this? No! Why is it every boss now has a healing buff move? I don't get it. What do we do to deserve this? I'm really tempted to double Fortuna Emma and just go for the sun move. But that's gonna take some turns to buff her up. So I honestly think overhealing might not be a bad idea. Well, actually, Crescent Mirror would give us ATS, but I think overhealing might be a better
Arcus
idea.
activate.
As long as this guy doesn't just one-shot us, which is a very real possibility. Uh-oh, we're dead.
Let me help.
We tried.
Thanks.
We tried.
Are you okay?
Let's
You
do
have
an
my
adamantine
thanks.
shield build. Oh, this thing is so fast.
I wasn't strong enough.
Ow. No, it's too fast.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Elliot. Elliot. No, come on.
I'm sorry, everyone.
No. No. Well, that's a death. Oh dear. What do we do? Yes, we missed a valuable crit opportunity. Are we seriously going to have to go for... Or, I don't want to go to Chrome Burst unless we don't have an option.
A worthy adversary.
Nope, 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 stop. stop.
Right.
Alright. Listen, okay? We could Fortuna and then... Well, no, that wouldn't let us use Chrono Burst. Alright, chat, look. This thing forced our hand, okay? It has a double healing move. I have no regrets, okay? Where is it? Well, actually... it might be doable if we just put Laura, like, super far, probably make her into an invasion tank. Actually, honestly, if we have Fee out here, that might be better. But we'd have to... But then we have to back out. Yeah, I can't use that into this battle. Alright. Oh, actually, if I just did everyone Heavenly Glyph, that might work.
Right.
Give them some insight. What's this thing's weak to? Weak to nothing. It's level 97. Wow. Okay. Drop us a beat, Elliot.
Here I go.
Say hit this thing with a... Let's see how Phantophobia does.
Leave this to me.
Always go for Radiant Wings and then just try to do the S-Craft stuff. Alright. Not bad, Laura. Not bad. That's infuriating. What say you, Emma? You're at least on level with this thing. Wish it was better, but, you know, what can you do? Got some misses.
Predictable.
Oh, Laura,
Of
that
course.
could be Pog. Insight Laura could be Pog.
No problem.
All right. We don't have Holy Breath right now.
You have my thanks.
Thank you very much.
Eat Grim Butterfly. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Breath. I hope you feel better, dude. Stop! Stop healing!
Okay.
That's our job. Alright. Elliot, give us the big HP boost. Oh, let's again.
Predictable.
No. It's my turn.
Fortunately, we have... Oh, where is it? This.
Thanks.
Predictable.
And Laura's just dodging us left and right. I spoke too soon.
I wasn't strong enough.
Ow. I don't think this will heal all of us, just those of us who are still alive.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Take this!
Here I go.
Well, looks like Emma's on recovery duty then.
Thanks.
Take this! It's my turn!
Of course.
Oh, that's interesting. So the overheal, we can't just regenerate back up. I see. I guess that makes sense. That'd be way too busted if we could. Alright.
You have my thanks.
I can do this. No.
It's my turn!
Alright. Oh, I'm off.
You have my
Thank
thanks.
you very much. Here I go.
I don't see how we beat this thing because it can continuously buff itself. That's a problem.
Thanks.
Leave this to me. Shatter!
Oh, that does good damage.
Take this!
Predictable.
Right.
Also, strength. Laura's strength is down though, which is really not good. Oh, what's this about? Blue bicycles, chop director.
You have my
Thank
thanks.
you very much.
Predictable.
It's my turn.
Alright. Couldn't crush some shell, let's just do some more defense while Laura's gonna need to buff herself.
I can do this.
Give us insight also. And the Master Reflects, I don't think it's been super useful so far, but I don't know.
Right.
Predictable. Leave this to me.
I won't lose.
I mean, if we really want to, we could go, well, first of all, we're linked, so... We could go for the the thrower strat's looking increasingly tempting right now. Very, very tempting. I think we'll have to go for it because I don't see what else we can do here, really.
I can do this.
Okay. We're going to do the S-Craft spam strats. And we need to make sure everyone is recovering their CP.
You have my thanks.
Thank you very much. No problem. No problem.
That also means Alyssa would need more CP, which is not something we have the luxury of, because we are running quite low on... Our Mellow... Yeah. We only have 7 LCs left. I don't want to waste it on this thing. Ugh. Alright. I really should just impassion Alyssa. But we can't do that right now. At least for Tuna us. So I didn't have, at least be a little bit more effective.
Here I go.
It is tempting to overdrive right now because with Emma, overdrive would let her hit twice. I digress. Alright, it's all damage. It's all damage.
Right.
No. Okay.
Oh, looks like we have a lower S-Craft ready, so that's a relief. Hit that thing. Nice damage.
Okay.
Nice damage, Laura. That's what we want to see.
You have my thanks.
Thank you very much. Of course. Thanks.
Glad you're hitting the gem grip, bro. That's good. Ow. Insight, no! Insight failed us.
I wasn't strong enough.
Okay.
Alright. Let's drop the beat for us, too. Ow.
It's my turn.
Laura,
You have my
I
thanks.
need you. Draw the ad row. Good job, Laura.
Predictable.
Okay.
You have my
Thank
thanks.
you very much.
Ow.
It's my turn. Thanks.
Leave this to me.
I have to admit, Emma's Serene Blessing has come in clutch a lot so far this battle. Let's go with this. Giving Laura insight's the smart thing to do, since if she survives, Laura,
I wasn't strong
survive.
enough.
Ow.
No.
Well, we're in a loop.
Right.
Oh,
I'm
rebellious.
sorry, everyone.
Of course.
Oh, this isn't good. What do we do? What do we do? There's no one.
You have my thanks. Predictable.
Oh, we got a free burn. That's actually pretty lucky. Good job, Laura.
It's my turn.
You have my thanks.
Good damage. Oh, we're dead.
I wasn't strong enough.
Of course.
Alright. Laura, stay up.
You have my thanks.
So, right now the issue is Repro. We're
wasn't
definitely on a
strong
losing.
enough.
We're fighting a losing battle here. Yeah, there it is. There are ways we can optimize this
sorry,
fight, but it's going to
everyone.
require us to spread out a bit and to make better use of insight and impassion. So, let's re-strategize that fight. Okay. Yeah, because the other thing yeah, I'm gonna have to take a quick break, chat, but when we come back, we'll be trying that again, just with a bit more strategy involved. So, BRB. Hey chat, welcome back everybody. So, I was thinking it over how we're going to do this. And I think what we do first is we spread out a bit, since it seems the boss has sort of an area of effect sort of thing. So in the past, when we've needed to avoid things like that, we would split people up kind of like this, since this allows us to be close enough to be within range of most spells without, while still avoiding some of the area of effect damage. Next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to swap out Elliot for Fee, and you might say, why not have our healer? I'm getting to that. So, Laura and Fee can both be evasion tanks. Fee especially, because Fee has insane evasion. Look at Fee. Look at Fee with her whopping 50% evasion. I thought it's gonna be a smart boy. I tried. So, what we'll do, I know there's an ordnance thingy, so we're going, Fee is almost certainly going to be going first. She has insane speed. So we're actually going to give Fee Laforte. Actually, is there? Nah, we do need to give Fee Laforte. So, okay, ordnance. What I'd like to see is something that would just increase strength and ATS in the same move, but I don't think that's the thing. Or if it is a thing, it's like limited to very specific abilities. So, we'll synthesize Laforte for the Fee. And I'm pretty sure Fee already has Shining. Okay. Okey-doke. So I think what we'll replace, as much as I love Impede, it's probably going to be better to swap this out in this particular instance for Laforte. The reason we want to give Fee Laforte is so that we're going to overdrive with Fee and someone who isn't Emma specifically, so that we can get off a double strength boost on everyone without needing to go for without needing to use items. For Emma herself, I think I'm trying to think, do I have anything that can... I'd love to have... I think Alyssa's the only one who has some... yeah, Alyssa's the only one who has Fortuna. It'd be good if Emma had Fortuna as well. So that way she could at least, Oh, what's it red though? That's the thing. Like, these are all so good. Maybe cast. Actually, we could always give Laura Fortuna, so that way she could just cast it during the setup period. Which would be kind of funny, because Laura's, you know, yeah, I think we kind of have to. Shame this will lose out on a little bit of strength, but I think it's worth it. Because we would help Seb and Laura Emma to be much, much more effective for phase 2 of the plan. Chat, there's a plan here, okay? There's a plan. So, here's the thought. Start with Fee. Overdrive with Fee and Laura being to net. That's it, because Laura and Fee together spell victory. Fee will double cast Laforte, and Laura will single cast Fortuna, so that way we all have some good stat buffs. Then what happens is, as soon as Alyssa's turn rolls around, we check to see what'll happen if she uses Fortuna. If she's going to be able to go before the giant Nightken, great. If not, then we are going to go into Chronoburst strats. However, we're not going to go for full spam Chronoburst strats, just because I think with 1 or 2 cycles of Chronoburst, cycles being as much as the EP that's carried by Alyssa, we can recover everyone's CP. So we could go for basically a full Chronoburst spam, and then recover everyone back to 200, go for a second round Chronoburst spam. And that's not enough. Then we overdrive with, we finish Alyssa's last Chronoburst with an overdrive into Emma to cast the Sun move, and hopefully that's enough. So chat, that's the plan. I'm not sure, will it work? I don't know, but we're going to try. Do something like that. Yep, it is indeed strat time. Will this work? I sure hope so. Leroy Jenkins. All right, here comes the Ashen one, the Dark Souls 3 protagonist. Yep. Reach towards her. We want our Kylo Crystal. Dash darn it. All right, Direwolf. Even though you aren't a wolf.
Careful! This one looks
Come
strong!
on, Fee, you got this! You got this, Fee! Okay, the important thing is that Laura's alive and that
I'll
she
handle
didn't
it.
take any, like, strength debuffs. That's huge. Alright, chat? Let me just make sure that we're not going to waste, Actually, no, that's when we would cast it, so we kind of have to... Yeah. Overdrive time.
Here goes!
Also, that's an amazing picture. They're like, we got this. That meme is ancient. All right. Laforte 1. So, Laforte 1.
Leave this to me.
Fortuna 1.
I'll handle it.
Laforte 2. Now we're saying spicy. Look at that spicy double strength boost.
No problem.
Alright, chat. Now beginneth the strats. So first and foremost, well, let's start from with Lord Albarian, since that'll be the weakest. And then we'll follow up with oh, you're missing a lot of threats. I don't know that lead. Follow up with Shadow Brigade and finish with a Radiant Waltz, and then see where that gets us.
Lord Albarian!
Boom.
Rest in peace.
Not bad. Alright, Fee, show us your Shadow Brigade.
You're finished.
You're finished, buddy.
Full
I'm
speed
too
ahead.
fast for you. You'll never hit me. Never.
Shadow Brigade!
I also love this animation. Boom. Okay, not bad, not bad. Laura, it's all up to you.
Behold the might of the Arcade School.
All right.
I can do
Yeah.
this.
Now, chat. Now beginneth the strat. First, we Chronoburst.
Here! Thanks.
Oh my goodness! Oh, that could be super. I just realized something. We're not passing the Laura. We are Blessed Arrowing the Laura. But more importantly, I just realized Emma has auto charge that actually synergizes super well with this build.
Hang
So
in
that
there!
means Emma will randomly give us more EP, which will let us
You
have
have my
Chronoburst
thank
more
you very
times.
much.
You know,
I
this
can
actually
do this.
synergizes super well. Oh, that's funny.
Here.
This is so funny.
Thanks.
This is so funny. I was
Right.
like, I'm sick and tired of this night getting the better of us. That's Alyssa. And I agree, Emma. Let's show them what the power of friendship can do. And love. And love. Wait, what? Nothing.
You have my thanks.
Thank you very much. I can do this.
This is so funny. If we get another charge from Emma, we can use Snowburst an extra time. Does each charge just
Right.
100? Ah, yes. Oh well. Alright, the Blessed Arrow.
You have my thanks.
Thank you very much. I can do this.
Emma, please give us the extra charge.
No problem.
No extra charge. Ah. And the Blessed Arrow.
You have my thanks.
Thank you very much. I can do this.
Alright. Last cast, unless we get a lucky. Well, actually, no.
I can do this.
Okay, chat. Let's say. Alright, math. So. Laura's probably going to do around 40,000 damage. Fee and Alyssa are each. Sorry, Fee and Emma are each about 20,000. That might be enough on its own, so. Chat, let's see if our math works out.
You have my
Thank
thanks.
you very much. I can do this.
So, Lord Albarian.
Right.
Laura.
Behold
Indeed. Oh, is that enough? Let's go! Yes! Yes! The Goddess of Time strats worked, but we didn't have to waste any items. How about that, chat? There's some real tactics for you.
You still have a lot of training to do.
Seems that Ashen Knight has to get good. Boo! The Dark Souls beams are dying all. No, they're not. The Dark Souls beams will never die. Never. See, at least Fee understands me.
I'm so glad.
Great!
Wow. Well, as they say in Dark Souls, well, it's victory achieved, rest in Elden Ring, enemy felled, or I guess great enemy felled in this case. Good, I think that's the last we'll see of that. Yep, we're done, and we didn't even have to waste any of our curry or other things that recover CP. Whoopee. Phew, it certainly didn't go down without the fights. We really had to spam those S-traps. Arrow fire destroyed, yes! Where's our Ember? Oh, wait. But now that we've won, we can get the Zemurian ore and our Embers, too. Right, let's start grabbing Dagger. I find it funny that we did this in the Ignis Shrine, so it is kind of related to all things Dark Souls. Well, Laura, you dealt the death blow, so obviously you're the one who gets to pick up the lightsaber crystal. I think that's quite fitting. Or at last did you defeat it, true. Wait, before we pick it up, are there any hidden shinies around here? Of course not. Okay. Give us the ore. That was a massive lightsaber crystal. Now that's even better from close up. This is for us. An extra large lightsaber. Yeah, although considering how long it's had to form, that's hardly surprising. Still, if we work together, we should be able to carry it back to the courageous. How? Reed, how? I mean, yeah, I guess the six of them could. It'll just be a very, very big thing. All right, everyone, let's carry this back to the courageous. Heave, heave, heave. Push. Fee, you saying push isn't helping. There we go, we did it. Well, we've done what we need to do here. Now it's just a case of whether this can be made into a weapon for Valimar. Yeah, very true, Dreckler, very true. You defeated is pretty good. For Hartwell, well actually, speaking of Hartwell, next Tuesday, I'm thinking we're either going to have to start late, like around 7:30, or perhaps not at all, just because I do have a holiday, not Tuesday, next Thursday. Next Thursday I have a holiday event that I'm going to, so I'm going to tentatively delay the start of Thursday's dev stream till 7:30. However, there's a chance that the event might run late, and if it does, then I might just have to cancel the Thursday stream altogether. Not sure yet. Just want to give you guys a heads up about that because I love the dev streams. It's just that I got an event next Thursday. Just a holiday event, Copper Nicholson. Spend time with some friends. But I need to make sure that, yeah, so Best case scenario, Thursday stream starts late. Worst case scenario, there's no Thursday stream, but it's okay. I am. We're having a Tuesday stream, Copper Nicholson. It's Thursday that it's up in the air. It might either start late or it might not happen at all. I won't know until Thursday night. All right, no problem. That's really understanding, guys. Because I mean, I love the dev streams so much, but you know, it's the holidays. It's important to spend time with the people you care about too. And the only one that's going to know for sure is George. Come on, let's head back and see what he thinks. George, free time event, mayhaps? Mayhaps. All right. Oh, that's the courageous.
My turn.
Let's round feet. Let's go. Rolling around at the speed of sound. Got places to go. No, we got it, Fee. Alright, it's up to you, Copper Nicholson. Like I said, best case scenario, we start late. Worst case scenario, no stress. We'll see. I'll try to keep you guys updated. Just keep in mind there's only so much you can do from my mobile device. No, I said there might not be a stream. I'm not sure yet. But it will most certainly be delayed. I'm just letting you know. Alright. What do you want to do? I'll do. Call the courageous. No, I'm saying there might be a stream. It's definitely going to be delayed at... I'm saying there might not be a dev stream. That's Tuesday, there will absolutely be a stream. We'll have our normal stream on Tuesday. I'm saying Thursday. You still have to do some holiday shopping for the store slow at the minute buyers. True, draft board, very true. Upon returning to the courageous, they hurriedly carried the Zemurian ore they had obtained into where George was weighing, and they were all super exhausted because it was super heavy. George event, yes. So this is a Zemurian ore crystal, huh? Well, it's even cooler than I thought it'd be. It'd be perfect for a giant lightsaber. But Rain wants a katana. I know that. You brought back a real treat this time. Haha. We didn't believe our eyes when we saw it at first. So, what do you think? Think you'll be able to make a new weapon for Valimar out of that big thing? It's hard to say, honestly. Seems really difficult to work with, and then there's the matter of getting enough of it to make something with. I feared as much. I find it hard to imagine this will be enough to make a Tashi large enough for Valimar to use in combat. Now this will be enough for Professor Smith to start helping out either. Well, all we can do is gather a lot more. There are 3 other spirit shrines in Eastern Arboya. Just get through the other trials and you should have enough. Wait, what? You made it sound so easy. Wait, is the fact that we did all those shrines early going to come in clutch now? So we can just waltz right in and grab the ore? That'd be funny. Now we're finally down. We sort of not yet necessarily. They're saying that this might not be enough ore to do it. Feel free to volunteer if you have any brighter ideas. Like all you said, we'll also have to do what we can gather a lot more. Aha! That'll be a piece of cake! Still, what we've got now is enough for me to get a feel on how to work with it. And to do that, I'm going to need to set up a proper workshop on the ship. Then by all means, do so in this area here. I'll give you all the funding you need, George, just as long as you can secure a date with Reen, for me with Reen to go to the ball. That's not happening, Princess Alvin. Fine. Yeah, George is the best. My brother would have no objections. Thank you, Your Highness. Yes, thank you. I'll get right to work. You got a chance? Would you mind helping me out, Reen? You'll be the one who has to carry out whatever I end up making, so it'd help it if you have to. Is this a George free time event? Please tell me. Please be a George free time event. I'd be happy to. Choosing to help George make this workshop will cause the main story to advance. As a result, all finished sources will disappear. Oh, so this is the point of no return. It wasn't the... Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Well, first things first, let's go. Chat, as you know, we should probably go to the, to the hot springs.
Where do you want to go?
All right, Reen. You know me so well, Toe. I know.
Leave it
I know,
to me.
Reen. All right.
I can do this. Here I go.
Wait, new snowboard chat? I don't think right now, Grekor, maybe after whatever we're about to do, but I don't know. What concerns me a little bit is that boss is level 97, and while Reen, Fee, and Emma are in that range, everyone else isn't, especially on our main party, which are, you know, Alyssa, Laura, and Elliot. So that kind of has me a bit concerned, if I'm being honest. So I think we'll do is, I mean, we've done all this, I'm pretty sure we've done all the side quests, unless there's like this hidden side quest in one of the other, areas. Which I wouldn't put past the developers, they do that all the time, but at the same time we did so many like student stuff. Alright, so here's what I'll do, chat. I'm going to make a bunch of saves at this point in the story, because we're in a pretty good position. And if this like ends up in like some ultra hard, like level 100 something dungeon that we can't avoid, then we can always, I guess, come back. Talk. Look at that red text, chat. That's so ominous. It's like, are you sure? This is probably a bad idea. Are you absolutely sure you're ready? Alright, actually, I think it would be wise to load up on our CP restoring food.
Where do you want to go?
From Rur.
Leave it to me.
Just to be safe. Yeah, the fact that Drakor, don't you agree it's a little intimidating that's in red text? Because we haven't seen that before. Was it the diner or the bar that had the? It was the bar. Okay. Yeah, it's super ominous. It's super sus. I agree, Fee. Well, it may be sus, but we have to prove that we're brave enough. True, Emma. Very true. Also, music. There it is, the Metal Stew, which surprisingly good price. All right, have any more stuff to exchange? A little bit. Okay. All right, chat. All right, chat. We're doing it with the, you know, the obvious red text item. I'm really scared. I want to turn this into a workshop for Grand Valimar Tachi. If you get the chance, I'd really appreciate it if you help me out. How George to make this workshop will cause the main story to advance. Beyond this is the point of no return. Make sure you're absolutely prepared. As a result, I'll finish West of Spear. Ah, thanks. Well then, do you think you could bring me my tools from over in the Orbital Factory? Can do, George. Is Reen about to get kidnapped or something? George and Reen then began remodeling the ship's hull into a workshop. While the process was more than a little exhausting, it didn't take long before they were finished. Whoa, that's a nice workshop. Also, oh, I gather I'll modify the sword into an actual, like, Tachi. No, as far as I can tell, no, Grekor. The only exception would be if there's, like, a hidden side quest in one of the towns. But, like, we rescued all the students, and we did all the side quests that were labeled, at least. And we've also... I mean, heck, we even beat cryptids that were, like, each more than 10 levels above us, so we've done a lot of the side content. This should work for now. Okay, let's see if we can process this Zemurian ore. Ready? No. We're going to start by reinforcing Valimar's existing blade, right? Kind of your way of prepping for the real thing. That's the idea, yeah. I just want to get a feel for what it's like to work with, and it'll give you a stronger sword to use in the meantime. Okay, there's an interim. Let's get to work. Of course. Although they worked on reinforcing Valimar's existing sword. Despite the test, each simple comparison making an entirely new weapon. Working with the Zemurian ore was hard even for George. Rhea and the other members last time, as well as even Valimar, helped where they could and support him. Oh, even Valimar helped! I was imagining Valimar with like a tiny little like drill and a handsaw. I was like, okay, I must learn to get good. I must reinforce my weapons. Must use the very large ember and make my high plus 15 Hintashi. Dead end. Fair enough, Director. Eventually. Wow, they spent all day working on this thing. Okay. What is happening? Talk to George of Astoria! Yes! Yes! I wouldn't be surprised if George's ancestors would be like one of the blacksmiths from the Souls games. Yes, George of Astoria. It all comes full circle. Wow. Valimar, your new blade is quite impressive. Yeah, it came out pretty well. It's all shiny. Although the base weapon is still the same as a Soldat's. Oh. Unlike a Soldat's blade, however, I can feel mana radiating from it now. It's been infused with magic, and I approve of that. I'd suspect it'll be able to hold significantly keener edge than before. I'm amazed you managed to process that stuff. Under crystal like that must have been a real pain to work with, huh, George? Yeah, so what's interesting about this chat is this is actually a real life thing. Like, the trouble with trying to manufacture, like, really advanced materials is that you need some way to cut it and form it or things like that, and that can be tricky because as hardnesses get closer to whatever your cutting tool is, then it becomes way more painful to work with. So this is actually reflective of real-life manufacturing problems because a crystal like that that's supposed to be like some like super secret adamantine thing, it must have absurdly strong material properties, but conversely, it must also be ridiculously hard to work with. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents as an engineer. Well, if anyone could, it's you. I wouldn't have been able to do much with it if not for your guys' help. That we got this far is a real testament to our combined efforts. I'm amazed we were able to do this without ruining all my tools. I'm not sure if our contributions can even compare to what you've done. I'm grateful for it. I'm sure the battles ahead are going to go a lot more smoothly next to this. We're lucky to have you on our side, George. Now all you gotta do is take it into a real fight and see how it feels. As they say, the best way to test things out is in the field. Right, we should get Valimar to give it a couple good swing. Uh-oh, no! Is the terrain just about to be attacked mid-air? I joked that this might happen at some point since we've been flying around so much. Are we actually about to, like, get attacked? Fair enough, Report, but yep.
Oh, you're all still here.
Toa! What's up, Toa? Are we being attacked, Toa? Are we being attacked?
Toa?
What's wrong? It's not like you to be so flustered.
And why didn't you use the intercom to communicate with us? What's going on?
It's terrible.
What happened, Toa?
We got an emergency report in from the Twin Dragons Bridge. It's Celtic.
Is Celtic under attack?
Celtic?
Well, I thought we liberated Celtic.
What happened to Celtic?
It was set on fire.
What? Uh-oh.
By the Kreutzen Provincial Army.
Oh no. That's horrible.
What?
What?
They set on fire the trading town, Jet. That's awful. Jet, Continental said no. We had friends in Celtic. No. They set a course for Tellet and hurried there as fast as their legs could carry them. Once they arrived, a number of them disappeared to assess the situation. Uh-oh. I don't have a feeling about this. I've got a really bad feeling about this. Oh, who do we bring? The fact that we have to bring Eustace is not... I mean, Eustace has some great abilities, but... Actually, no, Eustace might be good here, because Eustace should give us adamantine shield, so... Okay, well, I think the obvious choice for support's going to be a... Actually, what we want, Elliot? No, we need a CP battery. do? What do we do? What do we do? I mean, I guess if we have to take Sarah, she could be a stand-in for Laura. Does Sarah fulfills a similar role as Laura does. I honestly think that might be what we have to do. Like, don't get me wrong, Laura's amazing, but push comes to shove, I think Sarah could be a decent stand-in for Laura. But I really don't see us surviving well without Alyssa, Elliot, and Emma. Especially since we have to have Eustace and Rain in the party. So, no. Let's make sure Alyssa's in the main. I think having Alyssa in the main party is a safe bet in case we need the Chrono Burst strats. And then Elliot. Can I just move people around, please? No? Fine. Same day, Teldic. Oh no! 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 Teldic! No! Aw, people are crying. No! This is awful. How could they? How did they do this to such a lively town? The Ram Martin seems to take the brunt of it too. Ugh! No, I can't get my beer. I can't believe this. Let's have a look around town. We should pay a visit to both the Market Manager and the 4th Armored Division too. I am sad, chat. I am sad. No, not Kelnish. This is where our first field study was. And this is where we reunite with Machias and Elliot and B. Don't do this to us, Gabe. How dare you? How dare? How dare the Noble Alliance do this? Yeah, something like that. All right. Okay.
Here I go.
Well. Yeah, tell it just became a Dark Souls area. Oof. Oof. Aw, where's your owner, kitty? No! Even Lulu lost her owner. No! It's awful! No! Sorry, my mouse travel all over the place. You have anything? Maybe you have anything? We want to buy stuff. Do you have any new Master Quartz? Of course you don't. You never do. You never do. Oh well. Not Teldic. Aw, even she looks sad. Oh, hello. I somehow managed to keep this place from burning down. But Louise was hit on the head by some falling debris during the attack, and... What? Where is she? She's being treated over at the church right now. Oh, that is awful. Chat, you remember Louise, the funny waitress? Why? No! But they said she might not make it. No! No! Oh, no. Ugh. No! Well, chat, you have to give them credit for showing us like the real side of war here, because this is, you know, in I think a lot of games just throughout developments had this kind of trope where it's like, hey, you liberate a place and that's safe forever, right? Right, but this is much more reflective of real world circumstances. War is basically a ton of war, and it is brutal and unforgiving to both sides. I think this right here is an excellent example. I mean, look, the trees fell down. Oh no! My house was burned down. There's nothing left of it. Our house was on fire during the attack. We managed to escape safely, but where will we go now? Agreed. Neon Falcom is amazing with their stories. Those big robots came crashing into town out of nowhere. They start destroying everything and everything. So you're saying that the Souls did this impossibly, Crow? The market manager told me to run, so I did. But then something happened? What happened to the market manager? Only know I'm late, that's enough now. He's always been there for me, but now... Did the market manager die? Why? Why did this have to happen to you of all people, Otto? Did Otto die? Don't tell... Did Otto die? No! We should go check for ourselves before jumping to conclusions. Sarah's right, we should check for ourselves, but... I've got a really bad feeling about this. Otto's the one who gave us a lot of quests last game. He was this sweet old market manager. No, stay away. Please leave the town alone. Listen, chat, I know I usually skip over a lot of the dialogue, but I'm gonna read at least some of this. This is... The mercenaries took advantage of the chaos to set fire as much as the town possible. I put it out as fast as we could, but... Well, look at the market district. The market district looks so sad.
No.
This is just awful. It used to be so lively, and now...
No. I took out a loan to procure the goods for my store. Why? Why did it come to this? Aww. Poor merchant. Those saw hats toward the ground, marked us under like it was nothing. They took away what was essentially our home. And yet here I am, unable to even work up the energy to be depressed. Wow. Well, Nora's here. The old maid, I see. I've seen a lot during my time as a reporter, but this is the first time I've been left speechless. An atrocity like this can't be forgiven. Nobility or not, there's no excuse for such carnage. We'd be failures as people if we let something like this pass. I'll do whatever I can to make sure this doesn't get covered up. Well said, Norton. Make sure the word gets out. This is awful. Norton was a neutral power. Here's your scenes. I'm so scared. Aww. Captain Claire's here! Hey! We're in the midst of assessing the situation. Please take questions to Lieutenant General Craig. Let's start with the chapel. You know, might as well start there, because I think there was a student there. Oh, there's a lot of people gathering there. Are those all the wounded? I'm doing everything in my power as a pharmacist to aid everyone's treatment. It still terrifies me to think of how quickly those shots like wasted this town. Not entirely sure I managed to escape, to be completely frank. Yep, Claire's amazing. I tried to hurt myself in all the commotion. It's nothing serious compared to everyone else, and I'm lucky. But how did they do this to our home? Not Kelvich. You haven't seen my husband anywhere, have you? I heard they brought him in here with serious injuries, but I can't see him anywhere. Why does this have to worry me like this? Oh no. Oh no. Got a real bad feeling about this. Father Sabel's considerable medical knowledge helped to save those who were badly wounded in the assault. We're truly blessed to have a patient here. But why did something this awful have to happen? They showed no mercy, not even to the children. Not even the children! I was about to be hit by some falling rubble, but then, before I knew what was happening, Jake appeared to push me out of the way. It's all my fault! What'll I do if he never wakes up? Oh no! I can't believe that even Jake was caught up in all this. This is so horrible. I couldn't do anything to help. I feel so ashamed of myself. Don't be! You were up against professionals, and then the other surprise on their side. Also, read a message as Mafia. There isn't enough sad Dorothy emotes to express the sorrow left in the wake of Kelt's destruction. Rest in power, Otto Keltit forever. She's right. I know you're upset, but you're not the one to blame. And neither are you, Eustace. No, Eustace feels like he's responsible because he's a noble. Yes, I suppose you're right. If I have time to blame myself for what happened, that's time I could be using to actually help people. Well said. Wake up, Jake! Jake! Oh no, there. Oh, that's the waitress. No, not the waitress. Not Louise too. Excuse me, but how's she been holding up? Has she been given medical treatment? Father Zabel's already tended to her, but apparently the blow to her head was so strong, he can't be sure if she'll make it. Oh no. Louise, please open your eyes. I'm begging you. Oh no. You two seem like good friends from what I've seen. Yeah, we got to know each other from my visits to the Weathercock Inn. Everywhere, whenever I was in town for work. But I'm not going to be able to do anything if we're staying here. Let's go. We need to see how things are elsewhere. Right. Oh, this must be really tearing at Eustace. Louise, please, open your eyes. How much more will this war take from us? She got knocked out cold by some holy reason. She hasn't woke up since. How did something like this happen? No, what this can't be. Marco, open your eyes, please. Oh, even the merchants who were rivaling before have grown so much that they care about each other. Not Marco, he seems to be unconscious. Not Marco! Save Marco! Save Jake! Save Louise! He's unconscious. Wait, at least he said something. Okay, there's hope. Those humanoid machines, they're... Stay back, don't do it. Oh, that's PTSD. Huh? Daddy's not here. Oh man, where'd he go? Sister told him to stay put too. What? Please. You didn't deserve this, Louise. Fair enough, Brookmore.
I hope Louise will be okay.
Agreed. Alright. Got a bad feeling about this. Got a very bad feeling about this. Did you come to see the market manager? If so, have to sit in for. Everyone else is already there. Oh no. Is Otto, are you gonna be okay? Please don't tell me. I don't want to press the flip chat, but we need to progress the story. I'm scared though. Oh, not Otto though, not the sweet old man, no. Oh, the music's foreboding. No. Why, Otto? Please come back to me. No way. You're all from Thor's, correct? You fell victim to one of the soldiers' attacks while vacuuming the catwalk. I'm afraid I did everything in my power to save him, and yet... I see. No! Otto, no! How could this happen? The market manager's always done everything he could to protect this town, but now he's went and gave his life for us. No one loved this town more than Otto. This just goes to prove that. Why did things end up like this? What are we even supposed to do? No, not Otto. Otto! He's resting in peace. No! No! He looks like he could wake up at any moment. Why, Otto? Please come back to me. I can't believe he gave up his life to protect us. I hope you're happy, Duke Alberea. If you're able to terrorize us and take something from us that can never be replaced, then you must be. Did everything in my power, but wasn't enough. At the very least, he seems to have passed on peacefully. We only pray that Adios guides his soul to her side. Why Adios? Why'd you take the market manager from us? The market manager did everything he could to protect us, even in his last moments. It's how it's always been. He will always got by thanks to him. Oh, no. I feel like just, if we keep going, it's just gonna get worse and worse. Oh, Gregor, you missed it. Otto's dead. The sweet old man who was the market manager and gave us our side quests and helped us out, he's passed away. It was really, really, really depressing. Claire, please give us some good news. Any good news? Elliot. Dad, Major Nightheart. I see the RMP is here as well. Thank you for coming, everyone. I presume you were all contacted? That's right. We came as soon as we were heard. Yeah, that's a fair point, Director. Hopefully, eventually. Is this the work of who I think it is? It is, as you suspect. This was done by none other than the provincial army soldats. Yeah, it's supposed to be hitting Eustace especially hard, because he knows that his family's directly responsible for this. That's absurd. For what reason? This can't be real. Unfortunately, it's very real. Apparently, they broke through a gap in our line of defense at the Twin Dragons Bridge. According to the report, there were a number of mercenaries within the ranks, too. Duke Alvaret has been hiring the northern mercenaries throughout this war. Behind they attacked on Ymir, too. That's Spades! Breaking tales like this is one of their specialties. They love to set things on fire. We arrived on the scene as fast as we could, managed to fight them off while evacuating the townsfolk, but they had already retreated towards Brayhard for defensive line by the time 4th Division arrived. The townsfolk readily accepted us after the provincial army was forced to retreat. Clearly, this was intended to punish them for that as an example to others. Even then, though, there's just no excuse for this. Enough, Copper. That's not funny, dude. Not funny. This reminds me of what Rufus and Vita said, actually.
I beg to differ. The presence of Soldats units on a battlefield makes a tremendous difference. What they may lack in firepower and armor compared to tanks, they make up for in mobility and versatility. But more important than even those factors is the psychological impact they have on our opponents.
We're only human. As such, we are as captivated as we are terrified of giant beings bearing human form.
This was deliberate. Scary. Rufus said that? Oh, Vita, how far you have fallen. The fear of this attack has instilled in the townsfolk seems to be a testament to those words. Thanks to the Soldats, it's safe to say they succeeded in their aim. Even we at the RP felt somewhat powerless before them, especially since we couldn't prevent the fatality. To think that one fatality would be the market manager of all people. Regardless, we plan to strengthen our defenses here while preparing for countermeasures. I advise that you keep your distance from Celtic for a while too. She would raid this hard sight into your minds, however. This is no mere minor conflict. It's an all-out war. Never forget that. Dad? Alright. Okay, now what? Oh, to the high. Are we going to encounter some of the Soldats again, or there's more things to see? Got a decent grasp of the situation. Tell it. Should we head back? Yeah. Rain. Who's that? Is that one of the students? Oh, hey! Oh, no! Where's my family? They're all safe, right? Oh, poor Betty. This was Berryhart was Betty's home. No, poor Betty. Betty, Hugo. We told you to wait on board, didn't we? Sorry, but she insisted. You expect me to sit about knowing what's happened into a home? I'm family's safe, right? What about the market manager? Oh no, this is going to break Betty, isn't it? Your family's alright. We saw them at the church. Can't say the same for the market manager, though. Oh no, you're having a laugh, huh? Oh no. Wait. I've got it, Reen. I'll make sure she returns to the Courageous. Thanks! We'll make our way back first, then. We have a lot to discuss over there. Indeed. Oh no. After leaving intelligence in the Imperial Army's hands, they returned to the Courageous. Processing both Otto's death and save Talbot proved to be difficult, but they had to face it. It was only after Becky and Hugo returned that they decided to take off. Poor Becky.
Still, this war seems to resemble the War of the Lions more by the minute.
That's ominous. Does that mean we're going to have to face the Steel Maiden or something? It's a possibility.
History tells us towns were set ablaze all across the country back then as well.
Really?
That is said to have been the case, yes. Although the situation back then is very different compared to now.
True enough. This war's been relatively bloodless in comparison, so something like this happening is a big deal.
Still, in the long term, this is bound to hurt the Alliance's cause more than it will help. That's why I'm finding it so hard to picture that Rufus would give the go-ahead to do it.
Reach that point. Rufus is a bit too... I think unless Rufus is going mad with power, I think he's a bit too pragmatic to do something like this, I would think. So maybe this was Duke Cayenne's doing.
I think it's safe to say it was just Duke Alberea doing his own thing. He really seems to hate how Duke Cayenne's higher in practice than him in the Alliance.
Are we going to Bereahard?
I'm sorry, but this is where we part ways.
What? Eustace? What do you mean?
Captain, please let me disembark somewhere nearby.
Eustace, what are you doing?
What?
Eustace, yes, you're one of our best units. We can't just let you leave.
You can't be serious.
You're not...
Oh yeah, fair point. Like, I have to go. Oh, give a greeting to my to Mr. Alberea. It's called my fist.
You're not thinking of trying to settle things with your father alone, are you?
I can't believe you would even entertain the thought. You need to take a deep breath and calm down before you do something you'll regret, Eustace.
That's right. Something that both of us will regret. If you don't come back after this, Eustace, I'm going to be sobbing.
How dare you? Don't act like you know the first thing about what I'm feeling right now.
Like, my thought is like this is probably like, they arrested my dad. I think I have a decent idea.
As a member of the Alberea family, I have a duty to stop my father. You have no right.
We have every right to interfere, Eustace. This is clearly too much for one person to handle alone.
Well said, Rain.
Machias is right. You need to calm down and we need to think this over together. Yeah, this isn't like you at all.
You're supposed to be all sarcastic to us and clear-headed. You're just being sarcastic right now, Eustace.
As your classmates and friends, it's not hard to imagine how terrible you must be feeling right now. But that's exactly why we want to help you. And I believe we can.
We should discuss how to approach this matter together.
We should discuss how to use all of our powers against them.
That's a Class 7 I know.
Still, this isn't a matter to be taken lightly. Your actions could have a profound effect on... If you're going to get yourselves involved, you're going to need to be prepared for the potential consequences.
Exactly. That's right, Eustace. You're supposed to remark on how annoying I am. The fact that you gave him give me one of your witty comebacks shows me that something's wrong.
But I'm sure you guys know the deal at this point, right?
We fully understand what you're saying. So far, we've tried to keep our interference with the war itself to a minimum. However, what just happened in Celtic was an act of terrorism against innocent civilians.
Nellium's right there,
We can't turn a blind eye to that.
You're right. We're all agreed there. The market manager did a lot for us, both during our field study and when we were lying low there after the war broke out.
I'm of the same opinion. He may be head of one of the 4 great houses, but the Imperial family can still make him answer for his crimes.
In that case, we're going to storm that mansion and place him under arrest.
So please, use my position and this ship however necessary to bring him to justice.
Oh, this could be interesting. Is this going to be actually like a high-value target, like extraction mission where we're trying to arrest Duke Alberea? That would be interesting.
Thank you, Your Highness.
All right, I think it's time we come up with a solid plan. We can't allow Duke...
Thank you.
Huh? Is there a call coming through? Where's it coming from? Bear with me a moment.
Let me guess, it's going to be Rufus, isn't it? Rufus? Mayhap?
This can't be right. It's coming from an airship owned by the Noble Alliance.
Oh no.
How can that be?
They must have sneaked into range. What should we do, Toa? I think I can shake them off if I try.
No. Put the call up on the screen.
Thank you, Toa. Give us the lore. That's cool. I knew it!
It's a pleasure to see you all again. Especially you, my dear brother. And Princess Alphen is with you too. Truly, it's an honor, Your Highness.
Rufus?
Goodness.
Why are you calling us?
I apologize for calling so abruptly. Rest assured, I have no intention of attacking or otherwise harming you.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
calling
believe
because
that.
there is information of which I'd like to make you aware. Due to the rather sensitive nature of my message,
What could you possibly have to tell us?
Does this concern Keldic by any chance?
it does indeed. I imagine all of you have seen what befell the town yourselves. The attack on Keldic was instigated by Duke Albarea alone. We of the Noble Alliance do not in any way condone it.
Oh, this is Rufus being hyper-pragmatic.
If you plan to confront the Duke about his actions, you need fear no interference from us.
Now, as for, like, the Ouroboros, those people on my ship, I have no idea, but we'll see.
Huh? Oh, I get it. You want us to take him out, don't you?
Millian's face right now is like, I can read the rough, I understand. Have this type of thing.
Surely not.
The bulk of the Kreutzen Provincial Army is already under my control. The attack was carried out by a small contingent of soldiers who remain loyal to my father. At present, they've walled themselves up in Aurochs Fort along with him. With the aid of the Imperial Army, you ought to be able to take the fortress without much trouble.
This is insane.
They're not as well trained as the ones who are serving you, so you don't mind losing them, do you? I'm impressed at how cold-heartedly objective you can be, Mr. Chief of Staff.
Bet you'd love it if we ended up killing each other, so you'd have nothing to worry about, huh?
Fee! Fee is so on the nose with everything, I love it. Thank you, Fee. Fee understands exactly what's going on here. I didn't read the room. Yeah, Fee's amazing. It's like, you just want to watch us all get completely destroyed, don't ya?
Nothing of the sort, Miss Clausel. Still, there's no denying my father's actions will be a millstone around the neck of the Alliance going forward. But considering the position I hold, I can't very well publicly oppose him. And that's why I figured I might bring up the matter with all of you.
Definitely Fee is that best.
Well, I've said my part. Oh, and Eustace, this is an intensely family-centric... Well then, if you'll excuse me, I suppose I'll hope and pray for your success this once, as a sitting member of Thor's Board of Directors.
Oh, that's delayed quickly.
Nothing like using other people to do your dirty work.
There remains a real possibility that this is a trap.
Laura's right. This could very well just be a trap to try and defeat two burbs with one stone.
Still, now we know the Alliance wants something done about Duke Albarea as much as we do. This could be the best chance we're ever going to get to stop him from wreaking more havoc.
Alright, well clearly this is going to be a useless arc, so...
I can't allow my father to commit any more of these unforgivable crimes.
It's time to do what I should have done last game. It is time to arrest my dad.
I will go to Aurochs Fort and apprehend Duke Albarea myself. And it would mean the world to me if all of you were to lend me your aid.
Do you even need to ask?
We got you, Yusuf.
Of course we will. We'll be with you every step of the way.
With that, they finally began preparations to apprehend Duke Albarea. Duke Albarea's actions against Keldic were believed to be in violation of a number of Imperial laws. With that fact as justification, Class 7 chose to call upon the aid of the 4th Armored Division RMP to formally place him under arrest. In the end, they set upon the following plan. First, the 4th Armored Division would attack Rayhart's northern line of defense. Meanwhile, the RMP would attack the city's southern line of defense, forcing them to call for reinforcements from Aurochs Fort. This would give Class 7 the opportunity to attack the fortress using the Courageous with relatively limited opposition. Makes sense, makes sense. Once the fortress was under their control, they were to arrest Duke Albarea, effectively complete the mission. It's so cool to see how Class 7's evolving as operatives. It's really, really cool. While this was being finalized, remaining touches were put on Valimar's reinforced sword. The operation proved to be an opportune time to test and collect much needed data. Cool. Next day, the time came for the operation. Commence operation, chat! Taking Aurochs Fort. Well, the time's finally come. Is everyone ready to go? Of course! We can't let the Eustace down. This is our chance to avenge Io's death too. This is a vengeance for the evil that was conducted against Brayhard. Oh, sorry, against Talbot. I appreciate it. Just try and focus your thoughts on the operation for now. You can worry about other things later. We'll be right there with you, whether you want us or not. Sounds like everyone's all fired up and ready to go. This will be our first chance to test Valimar's newly fortified weapon, too. How'd it turn out? Great, actually. And like Laura said, today's operation makes it a perfect chance to test it out in battle. I hope so. It'll be a good way to iron out the kinks anyway. The more data I have, the better we'll be able to make that Tachi of yours. Guys, the 4th Armored Division and the Railway Military Police are almost ready to make their move. Let me know as soon as you're ready. The sooner the better. I'm coming with you. It doesn't sit right with me, Dad. You going up against those high-ranking mercenaries. Uh-oh. Are we going to end up facing the... Are we going to see Fee's dads? I'm assuming not, but there's a possibility, especially this late in the... I'm assuming this far in the game. There's no reason to let your guard down, though. Make sure you have everything you need. No problem. Actually, no. I feel like if we were going to face the mercenaries, Fee would probably be a mandatory party member. But I don't know. There's a party, a separate increase to 7. Oh. Okay, that's a relief. Thank goodness. Well, then the choices are pretty obvious, I think. We want... I don't want to leave Fee behind, but at the same time, I don't know who else not to bring, because we definitely want Laura, because Laura's amazing, but I mean, Laura could probably do more damage than Sarah could. Though Sarah could be a stand-in for Laura if we needed her to. Definitely want to make sure we have Alyssa, though. Well, let's have Elliot. We need Alyssa, we'll definitely want Emma. This is a hard call, chat. Laura or Fee? Laura, Fee. Laura, Fee. Actually, wait a minute. I think we should, honestly, I think we should bring Laura, because Laura's still a decent invasion tank, but more importantly, if we don't bring Laura, then we might not be able to get the domination quartz off of her, so. I'm sorry, Fee. That's alright, Antomicx. I'm sure you got this. To advance the main story, speak to Toe, and okay, no, never mind, we could, Toa, what say you? I've always known that we were in the middle of a real war. But until now, I didn't understand the kind of pain and sacrifice that truly entailed. Same here. Part of me still trying to convince myself that something so unjust couldn't really have happened. But what's done is done. We can't turn back time, but we can and will stop the dude from doing anything like that ever again. That's right. We'll make sure of that. Agreed, Toa. We won't be able to pull this off without everyone working together perfectly. But if we can, I'm sure we'll be able to stop Duke Alberia from doing anything like this ever again. So let's do it. Well said, Toa. Well said. Okay, in that case... How much... What? Wait, what? 1740. You're telling me Sarah actually has more attack than Laura does? Wow, she does. Alright, well that actually does change things a little bit. Kind of amazed she does. How? Sarah, where you been getting these days? I don't know where it's Thomas, but I try my best. Well, if that's the case, then honestly giving Sarah the proper course would make more sense. Alright. Sorry, Laura. As much as we love you, Laura, the thing is, Sarah's going to be able to do your job. Whereas Fee, our dear sweet Fee, is probably our best evasion tank, so she still has a function to serve. Alright. Okay, for Sarah, I think the logical thing will be get rid of poison too. It's not helping too much. Alright. Laura, I know we don't normally do this. We're gonna have to take off the domination ports temporarily. For now, we can give you something that increases strength. Nation will also give Sarah the Tauros quartz. Because then, who's the best leader? Yeah, I do DSC style, whole fire featuring the character culture. That would be so awesome. Or actually, the only thing I'd like more than that would be like a Souls-like Cold Steel game. That would be amazing. Also, can we appreciate the fact that Tauros now applies to crafts? This game has been super, super amazing. Like, that was a very much needed buff for Tauros. I mean, like, for real, chat, like, last game, I'd say the MVP quartz was definitely Mobius, and Mobius has still come in clutch many times this game, but I think this game, the MVP quartz might end up being Tauros, because how many times has that bonus damage to an S-Craft saved us? Like, I think that's happened so many times this game. Okay, so actually, you know what? We could also give Sarah the Carnage Quartz just to really push it to its limits. Where do we put it, though? The extra speed's helpful. Oh, we just replace that. Okay, replace slot. I'm sorry, Laura. You can have a strength 2 or something. We need to give the Carnage to our Sarah so that she can become the one who deletes everything. Look at that strength, chat. Over 1800 strength. And Sarah has an S-Craft that can hit everything, so that's very, very useful. What say you, Emma? If something isn't done about Duke Albrea soon, there's no telling what you might do. Well, we'll need to put our exploration of the spirit shrines on hold for the time being. There's no time to waste. No matter what, we need to take him down. Agreed, Emma. Nope. What say you, Fee? We got some tough opponents this time. The Cruisin' Provincial Army is enough trouble as it is, but we might not run into the Northern Mercenaries too. True. At least we'll have Captain Claire in the 4th Armored Division to support us. But we still need to be careful. Maybe so, but no one's trying to defeat us, noble, mercenary, or otherwise. This operation will be a success. It must be, for Eustace's sake. You're right, we can't afford to fail, and we won't. Right. It's the least we could do after all the people Celtic did for us. Northern mercenaries are high-ranking corps. The fact that Sarah's talking about taking point this time, kind of worries me, too. Huh? Why? Just does. I call it a hunch, Reed. But my titty senses are tingling that we might end up facing a super-duper hard opponent. Just make sure you're prepared and don't let your guard down against them for even a second. Agreed, Fee. Alright. Because of that, it is nap time. Alright, I think this will be a decent place to take a break, chat, so don't worry, guys. I will be right back. Alright, chat. Welcome back, everybody. So, let's make sure our party's all set up. Let's have Alyssa. Let's have the Emma. Make sure our tactics are all in order in case we're thrown into a battle immediately. We move the Fee towards the front. I think that will do. Well, I'm sorry to hear you're having a rough time in Dracor. I hope you had some good rest tonight, though. Are you, if you're feeling sick with Dracor, are you able to take some time off work? Alright. We organized our party. We have our hope and tears. How many curries do we have? 7. I hope that's enough. Oh, we can't. Oh, let's finish this operation. Oh, also, chat. Question for you for like the Discord. Do you guys think I should change the reminders for the streams in Discord from an @here to an @everyone? Because, yes, the thing is, the way @here works is it only applies to people who are on Discord at that time, whereas @everyone would give you a ping even if you're not on Discord. I stop it because the thing is, up to this point, I've used @here because I didn't want to be rude, or with like notification and stuff like that. But at the same time, the Discord's also for the community, so you could make the argument that the streams are very much a part of the community, and at least being aware of them is a good thing. So I just wanted to hear what your guys' 2 cents would be, since I know that you guys are frequent viewers. You guys ready to go? Your weapon's in perfect order? Toa! You can't say that, Toa! You can't say that! Toa, you know what the answer is. Oh, I know, Reen. I'm just trying to give you a good pep talk. I know when you'll have your ordnance in order, at least, right? Of course, Toa. That's my Reen. And Valimar's all ready too. Choosing to commence the operation will advance the story.
Everyone, commence final preparations. Depart for the agreed location. Once there, we're on standby until the assault begins.
People might only see the reminder when they log in, which might be long after stream, or at least that's my opinion. You could see it that way, but at the same time, there's certainly a section of people who might arrive after the stream has already started and might jump in a bit later, because, we typically go for 2 to 3 hours. That's a pretty wide variety of time. And if it's an @here thing, they won't see the ping.
Yes, ma'am.
Departing for the agreed location. We'll keep watch for any threats from the ground.
So cool to see all the students who recruited helping out here.
Course to the Kortsen province secured. Courageous, full speed ahead.
Go, go, go!
I'm sorry, that's somebody off guard. Go! We've admitted our faults, and we've given him the engines. He's a good rework. Let's do this. That was amazing, Vince. Go! I swear, if we crash after that, and everyone just glares at Vince. Thank you, Vince. Wow, we are going fast. We are booking it. Okay. I'll still would say, full speed ahead. The same day. Oh, that's intimidating. What could that be? This sounds like... he's still standing on the tank, yes! That's always Instructor 9 art. It's the 4th Armored Division. It is, it's quite the red. The advantage is ours. On our pride as Imperial soldiers, it's time to blast those walking chunks of metal to pieces. I have not Copper Nicholson, but that does make me say, yes, sir. Use 2 and 3 advance. Back up Unit 1 while dealing with the enemies that approach from the flanks. Yes, sir. Wow, I can't believe they're this far. Apparently they're eager to meet their fates from Talbot dead. Well, if that's the case, let's give them what they want. Yes, sir. Come in, come in. This is rare self-interest. Do you read me? What is it? We're a little busy at the moment. We're under attack from the South Cruiser Highway. It's the RP. Come again? Whoa! They have rocket launchers, chat! They have rocket launchers. They're up to some pretty advanced technology there. Ugh, impudent little. No matter, now's our chance to put these dogs down for good. Focus all firepower on their lights to impede their movements. Keep it up while making a gradual retreat. We'll need to force them to call for reinforcements. Yes, ma'am. The battle on the north side of the city should have begun by now. The rest is in your hands, Class 7. It's all up to you, you anime protagonists, you. What in the world? Is there a battle breakout close by? What's Scrubberina doing at a time like this? Holy Lord Rufus was here! Oh, there's Oryx Fort. Actually, wait, chat, we were at Oryx Fort last game. I remember that parking lot right there. But we're actually gonna enter Oryx Fort this game. That's so cool. Chat, you remember that walkway last game? I do. And Fee wanted to ride the tanks, but we wouldn't let her. Or was it Fee? I don't remember if Fee was on this mission. No, well, I think Fee was on this mission. Yeah, Fee would have to be on this mission because she was able to use her S-Craft. And there he is, chat, Duke Alvarea.
They attacked the city from both sides? Those shameless fiends!
You're on the top, Duke Alvarea.
Is there still no response from the Pantagruel?
I'm afraid not, Your Grace. We've been trying repeatedly, but we've yet to gain contact. The same remains true for Lord Rufus's personal ship as well.
That damn son of mine. I thought Eustace was the only useless son I had, but I see I was mistaken.
Wow, Duke
Regardless,
Alvarea. Wow.
We must make the best of what we have and repel those intruders. See that my will is done.
I'm curious, are we actually going to get to fight Duke Alvarea, or is he like not a fighter? He's just going to like hide behind his mercenaries.
Yes, Your Grace.
Like having a sword battle against Duke Alvarea would be kind of cool and fitting. Oh no, I see them.
There's a sad
sight. Oh no, she's back. Yeah, she's back. It's about time I got my payback.
Man, if I'd known things were gonna pan out to be such a mess here, I would have gone to where the 4th Division is.
My guess is McBurn. At this stage in the game, we might honestly be fighting McBurn, Duvalie, and Scarlet all at the same time.
Remember, we're not to even think of trying to fight in any of this war's major battles.
We have to stay neutral officially.
We belong in the shadows, and as such, that is where we shall remain.
I imagine she says that, and that's like, oh, we spawned Class 7. She's like, to heck with the shadows, I must get my revenge.
Leave the battles that will be recorded in history's pages to others.
Interesting perspective for
You're too uptight for someone whose only job now is to sit and do a whole lot of nothing. Hell, didn't you just get back from Crossbell?
How do you even do that with the giant energy shield?
If we're just gonna be sitting around anyway, you might as well relax.
Well, I can't deny I have as little interest as you in being here.
Honestly, this is boring, but at least I have an orbital laptop to be monitoring Class 7's movements.
But interest or no, this is work! Work!
Duvalie still has the best lines. This is work, now take it seriously. So you mean do nothing? Yes, take doing nothing seriously.
Looks like I'm not the only one who doesn't want to be here. Then again, it takes a special kind of person to want to help someone who has no problem burning his own territory to the ground.
Good observation, Scarlet.
Still, as someone whose own life is about to burn out, perhaps this is where I belong.
Oh no, is Scarlet going to go out in a blaze of glory just like, just like Vulcan did, because that seems to be what they're building up to here. So I'm guessing Starlight's going to be the main focus and Starlight's going to die.
May I manage one last moment of beauty before my flame burns out completely?
That's so ominous. Ominous! Ominous! Yay! There we are. Airship attack.
What's that?
Must have been the wind. Music's going in, chat.
The Crimson Wings?
This is Alphen Rice Arner, speaking from on board the Courageous.
Now, let me put you this way. None of you can bribe me with any invitations to the ball. You're under arrest, Duke Alberea.
We have come to arrest Duke Alberea on suspicion of ordering the destruction and razing of Celtic. Please surrender peacefully.
That's
Your Highness. Ah! So the attacks on Berea Hard were merely a diversion? No matter. Shoot them down. Back off!
Yes, Valimar time, chat. Let's go. Let's use this newfound power. Yes. Yes.
The Ashen Knight? Too late!
Oh, are we not even going to have a battle with Valimar? We just like...
Impossible!
No. I refuse. That's right, I got so good that we were able to skip the battle with a cutscene.
Thanks for
Good job,
clearing the path,
Valimar.
Green. Wow, reinforcing it with Zemurian ore really did make a huge difference.
I guess that's how all Soul Chains work, isn't it?
Their defenses are weak. Now's our chance to rush inside.
Right.
Don't get ahead of yourselves now.
Uh-oh. Oh, no!
That sounds like...
We're going to have a battle with Starlight and a mech, aren't we? Ooh, that's a cool looking design. Oh, and there's a whip sword just like
They have a new
has.
model Soldat?
The Kestrel Soldat.
Hello, beautiful children of Class 7.
It's been a while since we've had to do this, especially but don't worry, I'll make sure you can't use Turtle Burst strats this time. Bam!
It looks like our time to fight has come once again.
Indeed, Swap Tip. Also, thanks for going by, dude. How's it going?
Scarlet? Scarlet, is that you?
Not a fan of you suddenly showing up.
Agreed.
I still owe you for managing to escape from us back at Gorelia Fortress.
Consider this payback!
I suppose so, but for what it's worth, I just don't care. I don't care about our past encounters. I don't care about the Noble Alliance, and I don't care about what happens to this country.
Huh?
What do you mean?
Reed probably recognizes like, no, this is gonna be just like Vulcan, isn't it?
I have no reason to want to cling to life. See punish the man who stole everything from me just to put a railway through my homeland by putting a bullet in his heart. That was all I lived for. And now it's done. Right now, I'm nothing but a walking corpse searching for a place to die.
I feel like what'll probably happen is Reed might try to save Starla but fail, and that might be an impetus for him to save Crow from going the same way.
That's why I've come to see you, Ashen Prince. You're the perfect opponent for me to fall in battle against.
She's just like V was.
Yep.
She's lost the will to live as well.
What a spoiled child.
All right.
Still, you're all welcome to join me if you want.
No.
This Kestrel Soldat was designed for pure speed. And I'm going to be pushing it past its limits and flying it straight to hell where V and G await. But there's always room for more passengers on the trip. I'll give you the full story if you decide to join us. Sound fair? And if you choose not to join, well, that way has its own charms, I suppose.
If it's a fight you want, I can grant you that much. But I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. I won't let anyone else so easily choose to die.
Well said, Rain.
If you think you can stop me, go right ahead and try, Ashen Awakener.
This'll be a tough one. Be careful.
We'll try, Celine. Okay, so we know this is going to be a fast opponent. That leads me to believe that making good use of I want. Oh, I can't swap out because it's not B yet. All right. Well, I don't need attack. Speedy boy, try the body. Nope.
Too bad.
What? No! Oh, that's bad. That's very bad.
I'll handle it.
Rain, we can't attack the wrong places. Yes, that'll be a mistake. We need to go Super Saiyan, Rain. I'm aware, Fee. I'm glad. Oh, dumb. I am dumb. I am supremely dumb. Because we don't have Gaius in the party, we can't use his stuff. Oh, this could be a problem. Our strats revolve around using Wild Charge. What else do we do? You might honestly have to rely on. What else do we do?
Good luck. I'll handle this.
Let me see something. I mean, we could go with Blessed Arrow and then just try a CP spam. Or use our classmates as the main attackers and then just have Reen focus on defending.
Sorry, would you mind?
I'll try at least.
Okay, Resonant Beat would be 15% HP, 3 turns. That might be good here, but what else do we have?
Sorry, can you handle this?
I'll take it from here.
Oh, that could be, actually that could be Pog. Anything that increases our defense would be really, really useful here. Because I get the feeling we're going to get bopped a lot.
Sorry for the trouble.
But let's just double check
I'll show you how it's done.
What can Usus do? Oh, this is for attacking, right? And Sarah.
I leave this to you.
All right, let's get this started.
Actually, it makes me think. It might honestly be better to go for Thundering Roar, because not only would that weaken, the point is to reduce the attacks, right? But at the same time, if she can't, if she does less damage, that's also a benefit. You know what? We're using Sarah. I can't believe I'm saying this, but we're using Sarah. Nerf her strength and her speed. Make us go more. Oh, that did damage too? Oh, okay. Yep, we're definitely going with that. That was way better. Way better. Yep, that'll be the strat. Okay, so it's not the body. Head maybe? Possibly. Okay, head seems okay. Ow. Alright, well, I'll save up our Morning Moons just in case she goes for something redontodonk. Oh no, the head's even worse. How did what? The arms? Really?
Too bad.
I am confuzzled. I am confuzzled. She's about to run Hour down because she's so fast, even with the speed down. Alright. Try the body again.
Let's go!
Okay, so the body is actually the best. It's just not very good because she's super speedy. Okay,
Okay.
I do think that strength down helped a lot. So, Thundering Roar. Huh? This is also really good because it deals damage and it debuffs the enemy. I'm all for that. It does a good amount of damage too. Okay. We can't Morning Mood. I also think we defend because I don't know what this will be. So
bring it on.
Oh, is that all? Oh, that would have done a lot. Positioning here. This should be an action val. Change my mind. Agreed. We could just go for a burn. I mean, we're going to get hurt regardless. I just don't know if she's going to.
Bring it on.
Or we just keep defending.
Is that all?
Oh no, she's just gonna keep going for it. Okay. Reen, I think we have to at least attempt attacking. Or we attack. So she's kind of blocking, I would assume, the head? Just based off that positioning. Oh, that was a good call on our part. Good call.
Okay.
Sarah, I need you to nerf her, Sarah. Make her minus 50% strength. Make her super, super weak. This will still probably hurt a lot since it's a special attack. But at the very least, her strength is double reduced. Oh my goodness! Oh, that's a bit. You call that a super attack? I call that hat push-ups. Well said, Sarah. Well said. Sit, burn. Okay. And we missed. Gosh darn it, Rain. But she's doing so little damage thanks to Sarah. Sarah Podge. Sarah Podge. Sarah is Podge. All right. Come on, Reed.
Leave it to me.
All right. The real question, do we go for... We're going to have to go for recovery at some point. I think keeping this going is at least a good idea, so Thundergar. Come on, Rain. There we go. That's more like it.
It's working. Keep it up.
Wow, that damage is still so pathetic. Oh, that's a new one. That's a new one. That's a different position. Oh, using a more move here would be pathetic because we'd be messing that up. Oh, but if we go for Heavenly Slash, it forces a seal, which means whatever she's doing won't work. Yeah, we could do that and then use this as an opportunity to EP heal. Or we could... Decisions. I think, honestly, if we attack, we'll get another turn to go, which we can make the most of. Is it? No, the arm wouldn't make any sense. I still think it's probably the head. Oh dear, that was a mistake. Ow. Alright, now we go for the Heavenly Slash. Just convince her to... She tried to use a super attack, but we said no. Fall! Fall. Get sealed.
Gotcha! Time!
My turn.
Alright. Looks like we need more EP. Yeet!
Allow me.
Okay, she's sealed. Good. And we can still keep the strength thingy going. Come on, Reed. You can do it. Come on, Reed.
Too bad.
Come on, Reed. Reed.
Too bad.
Sarah, at least get some damage off him. I will, Antomicx. Don't you worry. I got this. Thundering Roar. Keep her super weak. Alright, well, we know this one. She does not like the head in this form, or like the dang bonds on the head.
too bad.
If Reed can actually get the bonk off. Come on, Reed.
Let's go.
That's more like it.
Gotcha.
All right.
My turn.
Let's say you need to cool off a bit. Have this thundering roll.
Huh?
All right.
Let's go.
Oh, chat. Unite time.
Follow me.
Use the power of the Ignis Shrine. Solar Blade. Wow, that was some.
Just a little
That
more.
was some damage. Heavenly Slash, and I think that's Dame.
Now.
Unite! Oh, this is gonna be so overkill.
This can't be happening.
You didn't do half bad that time.
Good job, Reed. I taught you well. No, you did. I know. Yeah, I'm still concerned not having Dias there, but Sarah turned out to be Pod. Very, very Pod.
He did it.
Nice work, Reed.
I can see why you were C's classmate. You fought just as wonderfully as he does in his Azure Knight. Now I can go with no regrets.
Oh, I agree, Rapper. These fights are much harder than you expect for one on turn base. Like, you cannot afford to waste moves in this, in these battles. So you have to really think about, like, which arts you're using and things like that.
This is bad. Watch out, Reed! Pushing her Soldat for that kind of speed put a huge strain on its orbital engine.
Oh, they're about to explode.
At this rate, the same thing that happened with V's gonna happen here, too.
George is right. Oh. Well spoken. Do you have like are you part of like any like clubs or activities where you can, you know, hang out with people?
I won't let that happen.
I'm not going to stand back and allow anyone else to die. Not if I have the power to stop it.
Fair enough, Record.
We're doing this, Valimar!
Acknowledged.
Yes, Reed, do the Titanfall thing. Whoa! Whoa! Wow! Oh, that is hardcore! Literally chops it in half and pulls it away. Wow, Reed. That is so hardcore. That was amazing.
Reed!
There really is no end to your recklessness.
Is that our Soldat's cockpit?
Yeah, looks like I managed to separate it in time. I want to check to see if she's all right in there just in case, though.
You put on a good show, Reed. All right, everyone. We're going in.
Right! We need to do this while Dad and the others are keeping the soldiers from the fort occupied.
We'll check if everything is clear inside. Follow when you can.
I will. Take care, everyone.
Indeed.
Our objective is to infiltrate the fortress and apprehend my father. Remain on guard at all times.
Class 7, Group A, advance into the fortress!
I bet you Reed's going to take Scarlet back to the... is Reed going to take Scarlet back to the Courageous so that she can be imprisoned, or... I'm curious what they'll do. Actually, wait, I don't remember us having any holding cells on the Courageous, so that probably wouldn't work.
How is she, Valimar?
I detect vital readings from inside. Her life appears to be in no danger.
This should do it.
Watch Scarlet just attack us. Oh, she's unconscious. Ooh, also, different music, chat. Different music. I like this song. This is, ooh, I love the piano here.
Are you okay?
Why did you have to? I was so close to being reunited with them.
Sorry, but I wasn't about to let that happen. I can't pretend to know everything about the life that you've led, but based on what I do know, I don't believe it's okay for that life to come to an end like this.
Well said, Rean.
Accept justice for what you've done, and then find a way to atone for your crimes.
Well said, Rean.
You really are soft.
Looks like she passed out. Still, I'm glad I made it in time.
Same here.
Oh, Crow. Whoa. Oh no. Crow, don't you dare.
That's...
It's Ordine!
How long have you been there?
Oh, how cute. Did you come because you were all worried about your friend?
And I should add that you seem to be more worried about how it's your friend who's part of a terrorist group than you are about your actual friends from the military academy. How about that, Crow?
You got me. Still, I wasn't expecting you to try a bet with stakes quite that high.
That is a bit too noble. I disagree, Rekor. I think this, if anything, shows a strength in Rean's character.
Did you even stop to think for 1 second about what would happen if you got caught in that explosion?
Like, I think Rean's empathy is one of his strongest character traits.
I wasn't thinking at all, to be honest. Still, if I can't win a bet like that, what chance do I have of winning against you? Right, Crow?
Fair enough. Well, thanks. Oh, and reinforcing your weapon with Zemurian ores, not a bad idea. Just know that you're gonna need to do more than reinforce some old sword to match up to Ordine. So, you know, keep working your way through those trials. Oh, and that was some fine work you did in making it, George.
Crow's like, oh, by the way, I know I'm probably about to attack you guys, but good job on that sword.
Can't wait to see what the final product looks like.
I think you'll like what you see.
As for the two of you, Toa and Angelica, looks like you've really gotten the hang of flying that thing. I don't think there are many students out there who can learn to handle a cutting-edge cruiser in a couple weeks. You two are nuts.
It was nothing.
Yeah, Thesis' strength, holding on to everything and trying to do it himself is his fatal flaw. Very true, Splutkin, very true.
We can't afford to take forever getting used to a ship when we've got a troublemaker like you to bring home.
Well,
just you wait. You'll be coming back to us. I promise you that.
You're not getting away from us, Crow, forever.
And I hope you're ready to be on cleaning duty until graduation as a penalty for worrying us so much.
Aww, Toa. Toa's so wholesome. She's like, you put the entire country in danger. You're not be cleaning all the bathrooms until you graduate. And you're getting an extra year, Crow. Do you hear me?
If you think you can do it, go right ahead. You still got a long way to go before you can defeat me. But I ain't gonna complain if you actually pull it off.
Okay then, Crow. It just pieces out. Okay.
Okay, time to get back to work.
Rean, don't do what we came here for.
Your classmates must be waiting inside for you by now. You should go after them.
Well said, Toa.
We'll get Valimar back on board the Courageous and keep watch here.
Good luck!
Thanks. We'll be back soon.
Yes, okay. That was amazing. Agreed, Rekor, agreed. Toa is the best. Oof. This is ominous.
Stop right there.
Uh-oh. Oh dear, here come the mercenaries and the kitties. That is a lot of enemies.
If it isn't the Northern
Indeed,
Jaegers. Step aside. Our business is with Duke Alberea, not with you.
Afraid that's not gonna happen. We have orders to take you into our custody, Ignis Alberea.
And for our homeland of Northumbria, we intend to do just that.
Some things just don't change.
Alright, here's the deal. You dub-dubs. I have my S-trap charged up. I have domination. You people are going to get yeeted into oblivion.
Sarah Valentine?
Oh, they recognize her.
I wasn't expecting to find
Indeed,
you
Ruffler.
accompanying our target.
Toa is wise, smart, a true leader, very adorable, she's amazing.
I was aware that you'd made quite a name for yourself as a bracer by the name of Purple Lightning.
But I see the rumors about you becoming a teacher at that academy were also true.
I'm kind of surprised. I never figured you'd be a good teacher. Oh, I'm not a good teacher, but I'm still a teacher nonetheless.
Sarah. Oh, you know them?
Yeah, afraid so. We go quite a ways back.
Really? Was Sarah a mercenary once?
I don't intend to tell you that what you're doing is wrong.
Actually, I do! What you're doing is wrong! Well, you said you wouldn't. I lied!
There's no doubting that the money you raise is vital to the people back home.
I have no idea, Copper Nicholson.
But right now, being an instructor to these kids comes first. And Erebonia, not Northumbria, is my home now. So I don't care who it saves.
So she's from Northumbria.
I'll show no mercy to anyone who dares to burn my home to the ground.
Well said, Sarah.
I'll make damn sure you can never do anything like that ever again.
Also like the cinematography here. This is actually pretty good.
So let's go. I'll take all of you on.
Especially like the over the shoulder view there. Yeah, Sarah's right up.
She might be tough, but do you honestly think you can fight us by yourself?
Yes, I do, because I know I can.
This is crazy. You can't fight a high-ranking corps like that by yourself.
Actually, I can't be. I have all the right orbits to do that. You got a point.
I won't allow it. We'll help.
Nuh-uh. I want you all to stand back and leave this to me. It's time for me to settle what I failed to do 6 years ago.
But why are you so set on doing this?
Fair enough, Jeff. Fair enough.
Very well.
It's time to make you regret turning your back on your homeland and leaving us.
Let me show you why I'm called the Purple Lightning. Off we go!
Sarah can now use Northern Limbs. What is that?
Okay.
Hold on. Combines versus will and a mercenary. Ooh. Ooh. I like the sound of that. Okay, my problem here, Chad, is I do not know if we're going to be going immediately into another boss battle or if there will actually be a dungeon for us to explore. I mean, what's the area look like around? I mean, there's a hallway, so there might be a dungeon to explore. I don't know. I don't want to waste an S-Craft if we're going straight into a battle with like Jubilee and Burner. Or was it Burner or McBurn? I don't remember. But the thing is, though, I do not think Sarah could. Okay, never mind. These guys have. They have over 50. Okay, never mind. You know what? The head with formalities. Northern limits. Delete them, Sarah. Whoa, she's literally doing Super Saiyan. Yes. Oh, I like that. I like that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you never mess with me.
Okay, we're burning daylight.
That's an easy 150,000 damage right off the bat. I'll have you know. Never underestimate the power of Sarah. Never. She got 13,000 at speed. Oh, that's amazing. Good job, Sarah. Yeah, Jimmy knows Sarah's domination force was the right call.
How did you withstand all of that completely alone?
Because I understand how to damage stack!
Unbelievable.
It looks like you've grown even stronger since your days in the Corps.
Well, is that all you got? Go on! Fight me! I can take it! So try your luck as long as you want!
Sarah character development?
You're serious?
Sarah, it's okay. Instructor.
What's come over you?
It's like, I want to cast another S-Craft! But Sarah, you need CP to do that!
Nah, I've had enough. I see no point in wasting any more time fighting with a wounded lioness.
This battle's dragged on long enough. I think this is time to walk away.
I find that line funny. Shout out to like, this battle's drawn on long enough, and Sarah's like, I ended in literally 1 turn. You can't say it was that long.
Our contract with the Kreutzen province is hereby complete.
Are you allowed to simply abandon your contracts like that?
We've worked enough for the money we've been paid. We're not in the business of doing unpaid overtime.
Farewell, Valentine.
Yeah,
we may meet again, but it won't be during this war.
I sure hope not.
Oh, no, little
We're
Sarah
withdrawing. Disperse and make your way to the agreed location.
I hope we're able to get our CP back.
That could have gone a lot worse than it did.
It's a good thing we gave you the Tauros Quartz and Domination, right, Sarah?
Indeed. And it was all thanks to the complete and utter lack of sanity of our loving instructor.
Well said, Eustace.
Where do they get off calling me a wounded lioness anyway? I'll show them a lioness, the bastards.
Okay, that's pretty funny. Sarah's being so petty.
Still, I really wish you guys hadn't seen me that way. Didn't want you to know my background either, but not much I can do about that now, huh?
So you were just like V?
Oh, wow, that makes so much sense. No wonder Sarah would be the one to recruit Fee. I thought it was just because she was a bracer, but no, it's because she was a mercenary too. That's interesting.
Yep. Once upon a time, I was a Jaeger too.
Well, that's new.
A member of the Northern Jaegers, to be exact. That was 6 years ago, before I became a bracer.
Why'd you change, Sarah?
During my time there, I ended up being saved by Colonel Beatrix. That was what led me to break out of the group.
Wow.
I knew about it already, but it wasn't my place to talk about it.
Alright, now.
I guess you have your fair share of burdens to shoulder like the rest of us.
All this was a long, long time ago.
You okay, Sarah?
Are you alright?
You've contributed more than enough already. Leave the rest to us.
No, don't get rid of Sarah. We need Sarah.
Okay. Maybe I went a little overboard in that fight.
This could be bad.
But you know what? It paid off. You won't need to worry about Jaegers on your way to the Duke now.
This could be very bad. We do not have the Domination Quartz if Sarah leaves the party. We'll still have the Tauros Quartz, but not the Domination Quartz.
He should still be somewhere in here.
Understood. And you stay right here and rest. We'll be back before you know it.
No! No! I feel like everything that could go wrong is going wrong. First, we didn't have Gaius to use Wild Charge in the mech fight, and now Sarah stayed left behind, and she's supposed to be our physical S-Craft spammer.
Let's go and find my father.
I'd say Director Sarah is growing on me as a character, but I think she has much more to prove compared to what Million had to prove. Sarah took away the party. No! 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 But Sarah, you have the Domination Quartz! Come on! Come on! Ow, let's lie down back on duty. Yeet. Aww. No! Where's the most strength? What? Really? Eustace? Okay, it is an attack. Fee has a higher ranking in her S break though. It also hits a much larger, it also just hits everything. How would it worse? Be the worst than I do higher? No, that'd be the worst. No. No. What have we got ourselves into? Alright, well I think we go with Fee then, just because, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Eustace would probably do a little more damage because he has significantly higher strength, but Fee is our evasion tank, and in addition, she's also, I mean, she's Fee. What more needs to be said? She's Fee. She's our Fee. If we give her, like, we may not be able to give her the Carnage Quartz, but we can at the very least give her the Tauros Quartz to make her damage actually comparable. Oh. I think I'm overdone just a little. You know me. Still, at least now we shouldn't have to worry about how those mercenaries caused this trouble. And the rest of you now, come back safe and with some good stories to tell, okay? You bet. We're on the business of feeling. Sarah, can you please give us the quartz? Come on, Sarah! Oh, I'm sorry! I'm too exhausted to open in my orbits right now. Toodaloo, titties! You're the worst teacher ever, Sarah. I know, but you still love me, don't you? You're okay. I'll take it. All right. Well, we got ourselves into this mess chat. Oh dear, there's probably a lot of dungeon to go. So, thinking that might be a next stream sort of thing. Let's see what the enemies. Okay, well we've seen these enemies before at least, so we kind of know what to expect. Oh dear. Nope. Nope. Okay. At least we have Emma to delete these things.
I can do this. I'll handle it.
Alright, I'll handle this. Eat this. Oh, that.
What?
Oh no. What level are these things? That did 0 damage. Why? Why? No, not me. Even with Tauros. That's disconcerting.
Here I go. Thanks.
The battle's over, but stay alert,
Okay, good
everyone.
at least.
I'm so glad. Done.
All right. At the very least, this will be good for grinding purposes. These enemies aren't the hardest to deal with. Da, 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 da. Also, love the music. Well, this is really one of my new favorite themes. It's just so hype. It's like you're charging through a fortress. So what do you think, chat? Do we go a little further, or do we try to wrap up the stream?
I'll handle it.
Now, in hindsight, probably should have given myself some more strength, but whatever. Okay, if he actually did damage that time.
I can do this.
Okay.
It's my turn.
All right, let's keep going.
Alright, I think actually I take quick bio break, so don't worry guys, I'll be right back. Da, 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 da. Alright, chat. Welcome back, everybody.
I'll handle it.
Oh dear. B!
No problem.
Not B! Anything but B.
It's my turn.
Here I go.
The battle's over. But stay alert, everyone.
I did it!
Copper, intelligence has nothing to do with one's assessment. With one's assessment of worth, dude. Oh, I mean self-worth.
Fire!
Like, you can be a wonderful person no matter what occupation you have. Well, Copper, you should be who you are, you know? There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay. I can do this.
Alright, B is actually doing damage, so that's
It's my turn.
a relief.
It's my turn.
Yes, Copper Necklace, I was talking to you. I was saying,
Thanks.
One's self-worth is completely unrelated to like intelligence or occupations or things like that. It has nothing to do with that.
That should suffice.
Yep, what Brecor said. I was saying, Topper Nicholson, self-worth is completely unrelated to levels of intelligence and occupation. So if you're trying to use that as a basis for self-worth, stop it. It's infuriating to see that thought process, Topper Nicholson, and because it's just plain wrong and misguided. Copper, that happens to lots of people. That doesn't mean you're a failure, dude. Many people go to college, starting a major, and find out they're not cut out for it, and there's nothing wrong with that. If anything, that's the spot to do it. That's the that's part of one of the main purposes of college.
Now.
You know?
I can do this.
Like, let me...
Right.
It's my turn.
Like, in fact, Copper, let me tell you something. My mom went to college originally to be in...
Alright, let's keep going.
I think she wanted to be like a hotel manager or something. So she was in hospitality. She went in, she started working on that major and found out that it just wasn't the right fit for her. So she switched over to a different major and eventually became a lawyer. Now, does the fact that she failed at the initial classes she started at mean she's a failure as a person? No! And you shouldn't see yourself that way either. Well, Copper, Copper, let me put it this way. If something is unachievable based off of limitations beyond your control, whether that's simple aptitude in some circumstances or like, something, again, out of your control, then set different goals, you know? You don't have to be holding to goals you can't achieve, you know? Well, let me put it this way, Copper. I am never going to be a successful businessman. Like, that is not my cup of tea. That's not what I can do. I don't have the social chops for it. I just don't. but because of that means my goal should not be centered around that, and neither should yours, dude. So stop hop whining and start thinking about what kind of person you want to be. Something that you can achieve.
Right.
All right.
Okay. It's my turn.
Thanks.
The battle's over, but stay alert, everyone.
Well, Copper, what's the thing you respect most of all?
Oh, look! There's a treasure chest!
Cast 2! Oh my goodness. Can Emma get that? I think she can. I think she can. Emma, I have a new shiny for you. Yes. So the difference is, well, not really the thing you respect most. So the thing you respect most is fresh cheese, Copper, or is that not what you're getting at?
Another one.
How tedious.
But again, I'm trying to understand where you're coming from, Copper Nicholson. Is the thing you're looking most for prestige, or what? Oh wow, okay, we can't. No, run! We can't stun them. Guess we'll have to go for a single advantage.
We have the advantage here.
He has a crit.
Okay.
That probably has a ton of health.
Here I go.
Okay, we got an instant death on the Dodo.
I'll back you up.
I can do this.
Well, Copper Nicholson, if what you respect the most is intelligence and lifestyle allows me you to utilize your intelligence, you can do that no matter what your intelligence level is, dude. Seriously. Like, it doesn't matter if you're like the next Einstein or if you're just an average Joe or somewhere in between. It does not matter. What you just described is achievable at any of those levels. Yeah, and Rector was right too. This, to me, Copper Nicholson, sounds like a self-perception problem.
It's my turn.
Of course.
Like, the only person you're hurting by giving yourself that negative perception, Copper Nicholson, is yourself. Let's go with... Are these going to do anything? Actually, okay. Let's go with Grand Press, because unfortunately Grim Butterfly has too much delay to be useful. Delayed thumb, Emma. Good job.
The battle's over, but stay alert, everyone. I'm so glad.
I did it!
You still enjoy the stuff you do right now. Oh, Copper Nicholson, if you enjoy the stuff you do right now, that's great. Like, that's a good thing. Okay, so Copper Nicholson, standards of value in society like that, like, you're looking at this the wrong way, dude. Does society offer more prestige for jobs like, say, a software developer versus a librarian? Sure, but who cares? That's society's perception. That's irrelevant. There's a saying in, I think it's there's an important principle where the principle is whatever, in theater at least, where it's called act well thy part, therein lies the honor. And what that means is, it doesn't matter if you're the lead role or someone in the set crew. You should, whatever your role is, you should do that to the best of your ability, and that's the honor. You know? So, if you enjoy what you do, Copper, do it to the best of your ability. That's the honor. Therein lies the honor.
I'll handle it.
Of course!
Ooh, a crit Frost Crusade. That would be good.
The battle's over. But stay alive. Huh?
Thank goodness!
Anyone have a healing move? Also does, okay. Alright. Well, we're making good progress through the dungeon at least.
Must we really crawl through this?
Bent dialogue. Huh, I don't like crawling through this. It's way too... It's making me claustrophobic. Hidden chest. Tiara all bomb. Ooh, okay. Copper Nicholson, that's still the wrong way to think about things, dude. That's not the situation you're in. And also the whole notion of the what's known as the boat problem. There, you can have philosophical debates about that up and down. Like, I remember even when I was in Boy Scouts,
here they come.
I'll handle it.
There were some pretty intensive debates off of that boat problem.
Perhaps.
But again, you're. It seems to me, Copper Nicholson, like you are adamantly trying to find ways to continually devalue yourself, and you need to stop that right now, dude. No. Exactly, Spot gets right. Stop whining ahead of yourself, because that's all this sounds like, Copper. And let me put it this way, Copper. I think every position in society has some value. Like, consider this. Do we pay janitors a heck of a lot less than someone in the STEM field? Sure. Does that make the worth of a janitor any less? No, because think of it this way. By keeping everything clean and such, the janitors help keep people from being extremely sick and potentially even dying. Because do you know how many people have died in history due to lack of cleanliness? And due to all kinds of infections and things? Janitors are the guard against that. Now with regard to librarians...
Here they come! Careful, everyone!
Right.
Yeah, now with regard to librarians, or people who worked in those clerk positions, again, keeping track of all that information is important. Especially once you get beyond just a couple of books. Someone had to create an entire, the whole Dewey Decimal System just to help people find books more easily because there were just too many. Not to mention being knowledgeable about where to find things is super, super important. That's... I can't emphasize that enough.
I'll handle it.
Also, this is a potentially dangerous situation. Let's just go with Nah.
Here I go.
Alright, well, Emma will delete them, assuming we can get a turn in, but I'm scared that we might not, so...
Perhaps we should retreat. Oh no.
Uh-oh. Good job, Fee. This could be bad. This could be bad.
It's my turn.
Run.
I think we better run. Where'd you come from?
I can do this.
Run. All right, you know what? This calls for a smoke grenade. I don't know how we ended up in this situation, but...
See you later.
There's a treasure chest close by.
Oh, I'm dumb. Because it's a trap. I'm dumb. That's why it was like that. 1 second. I didn't recognize it because I didn't hear the music change.
I spy with my little eye the goods.
That's why sure we made the most of it.
Bring it on.
Oh, Fia's a crit. It's over. It's over, chat. It's over. Shower brigade.
You're finished.
Yeah, I'm cool. Oh, that's some good damage.
Done. But we can't relax yet.
Get him out of XP as well. He's level 99.
I've got it.
Done.
Indeed, Raptor. No, that's fine. My lives are just as amazing. That was actually good. Oh, it was! It was! What does this do? Ooh, that's so good. In fact, I think this is perfect for Alyssa. Give her all the fire moves. All of them. All of them. Okay, never mind. We did get back Carnage. Okay, we can actually give that to Fee. That would be good. What do we get rid of, though? I'm really wishing we had given Fee another section here, because we can't have Wrath on at the same time as Domination. And actually, we might be able to upgrade if we find like an Ordnance Station. That should be our priority. Do I have Impassion on anyone? Oh, Elliot is Impassion. Okay. I should probably give Impassion to Fee anyway, just so that she can... Oh, she has Impassion. Anyway. Alright, what do we got? We got another floor. Now, this is an expansive dungeon, it seems. I mean, it is a fortress, so it should be at least somewhat expansive. No Ordnance Station, though. We're going quite long without an Ordnance Station. Chat, can I point something out real quick? This entire first floor... okay, never mind. There is an Ordnance Station. I take it back. I take it back. I'm sorry. But I mean, I think it was just a default Ordnance Station and not one that we can... I was about to say, if there was no place to heal before that, that would be very, very vicious.
Father's gone completely on the defensive.
Anyway.
But every defense has its flaws. We will find a way through.
Indeed.
Right!
Please, take care around that one.
Wait, to the vent? Okay.
Oh, look! There's a treasure chest!
Hey, a free Chronoburst. That's always a good thing. Alyssa's like, hey, that's my favorite. Yeah, we know, Alyssa. Chronoburst is the best. Okay. Can we sneak past this thing? I sure hope so. What is this? You see that vent there? It just goes down and all around. Is there like... There's probably like a gate or something. I can't quite see. Nope. Go away, we hate you. No, that's the opposite of what we want. These things are evil. Like the most no!
This one looks dangerous.
No!
Be careful.
I refuse.
I can do this.
Go away. We have smoke grenades for a reason.
See you later.
Where's this going anyway? This is a winding passage.
Please don't let them see anything.
Okay, now we're in some storage space.
There's a treasure chest close by.
Oh, I see. We had to do that to get this thing. Tiara, nice. Actually, this might have been a mistake. That's a dodo. No! 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 The dodos! The dodos! The dodos!
Here we go.
Not the dodos!
Let's keep moving.
Tempted to just reload that so we don't have to waste, Yeah, I think it's worth it. Alright. Just run past it, just run past it, just run past it. No, it's the wrong way.
Careful! This one looks strong.
Right.
It's all coming full circle.
See you later.
Class 7, please. We understand how to run away, okay? It's a tactic.
We got this.
That's better.
My turn.
Alright, well now we can actually do something.
No problem.
Right.
It's my turn.
Oh, I was going to crit. They're so dead.
The battle's over, but stay alert.
Actually, wait a minute. Force recovers CP on. I think there's... Do we have a quartz that restores CP? I don't remember we have a quartz that restores CP on the field, like CP gradually recovers on the field. I mean, we could use Invigorate. Alright. Go on, temporarily defeat the Force Quartz. Well, actually, no, that's only defeating enemies. Okay. I have to give her Invigorate for a hot second. Just so that she can at least get her CP back. And it disappears. Oh, dead. Yep. Alright, we survived this time. We survived.
Bum. Ba-dum. Ba-da-dum bum. Ba-dum.
Was me humming the Metal Gear Solid hit theme? I think she was. Like, let me think about the Metal Gear Solid theme.
That treasure chest is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, Fee, never change. Never change, Fee. That was amazing. She's just humming to herself as we slowly crawl through the vent. Turn around, Dodo.
Let's not overestimate ourselves. Stay focused.
That was close.
Advantage is ours. My turn.
Alright, take this.
I can do this.
What? I was really angry, okay? It's a dog. I mean, wasn't that a bit overkill, Fee? I don't think so. That damage though, like oh my goodness. They just got an instant kill. Instant death. Anyway. From the Toro Schwartz's side effect. Leanne, Emma. Good job, Emma.
The battle's over, but stay alert, everyone.
A matter of course.
That one's gonna be a pain.
Alright. No! Worst timing! No. How far do you chase? Turn around. Okay.
Advantage is ours. Okay.
Just one of these things. Get out of here. Yates. No instant death.
I can do this.
Right.
Here I go.
Maybe because it's warm-up record, I think that might be why.
The battle's over, but stay alert, everyone.
I hope we're strong enough to take that monster on.
Bum. Ba-dum.
Yes!
Ba-da-dum. Bum. Ba-dum.
Good job, Top B. Uh-oh. I hope it doesn't chase us all the way over here. At least we got some shinies. Nope. Oh dear.
Here they come. Careful, everyone.
No problem.
Hey, these aren't the hardest thing in the world.
Let's retreat. See you later.
Mess around with that. It's too adorable. Okay, well, let's at least get that. Look at this guy over here. Oh no, it's one of the captains. Those guys are vicious. Okay, what we have to do is we need to sneak up on them and then just run away, because I remember in the last fort, like these guys don't mess around.
Advantage is ours. Let's finish him.
Yeah, we're not messing with that.
Okay.
That was way too much.
Time to bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You're not worth the effort.
Oh, that treasure chest looks really nice.
Can we also address the fact just how well designed this dungeon is? Like, with all these gating systems, it actually makes it so that you have a much shorter path through the fort once you start exploring it all. That's really cool. Oh, I like that. I like it. Circular level design for the win. Alright. Alright. Yeah, B comes in. Oh, thanks for flipping that, brother. Confera este clipe. Está escrito de Trails of Shelter. Yes. Oh, that's in Spanish. I see. Thanks for flipping that, brother. Oh, nope. Rod rub. Go away.
We got this. I'll handle it.
Look, I have a crit. If you same aim with someone to the advantage of that, wouldn't it?
Here I go. Got it.
Oh, it's in Portuguese. My mistake.
Right.
I'll go for the cross for save.
It's my turn.
Of course.
Friend Press will do amount of damage.
The battle's over. But stay alert, everyone.
Alright. Very good. EP charge 4? That's a thing? Okay. I approve. Alright, not one of the captains. Those are the worst. We're just going to run through this run. Okay. Alrighty. Let me check something real quick, chat. Alright, sorry about that, Jet. Where were we? Right. We're almost to the end of this floor, so that's a relief. Oh, you didn't call a conversation with the Smash Eater. That's awesome, Raptor. That's awesome. Being bilingual, especially in this interconnected world that we live in nowadays, is very, very, very useful.
I can do this.
Okay. Of course.
Nice.
The battle's over.
Oh, I'm a dot
But
crit.
stay alert,
Lots
everyone.
of damage. Eight U material. Nice. What's even over here? Is there anything in shinies? No, it's just an enemy and some boxes.
I can do this. Okay.
It's my turn.
It's my turn. The battle's over. But stay alert, everyone.
And we're still getting a ton of that speed. That does have me concerned. We're probably going to need to reach like level 100, if I have to guess. Alright. Grammar costs a lot. Oh, do tell, Brecor. Oh, we're here, chat. We're here.
We've made it.
You're cornered now, Father.
Oh, Jubilee and Burner are probably on the other side there. We're definitely leaving that for next stream. We're not doing a boss fight right now. I don't even think we're ready, honestly. But before I forget, we need to defeat some upgrade slots so that she can have some of the good ports. Let's take care of that. Okay, so what I think we'll do is... What was Invigorate previously? There's something else. Alright, well. I'd say Invigorate and Impassion can be replaced. Actually, no, Laforte and Impassion. So these two slots right here can be our new sloppy slots to mess around with. I'll do a lot of stuff, but it'll be worth it. Alright, so we're going to replace Impassion with the Domination Quartz and Laporte with the Carnage Quartz. Give Fee much more comparable damage. Yeah, that should definitely be the Raid Master's Raptor. I agree. But anyway, that's something we will have to leave for next Tuesday's stream. So anyway, chat. If you're watching this on Twitch, feel free to stick around for Raid. If you're watching this on YouTube and you like what you saw, please consider subscribing on YouTube. It's free to subscribe on YouTube. You can always change your mind later, and it's a great way to show support. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope you have an amazing night.